we will continue and commence with yet more Tsukihime. So, oh, right, it's got the fucking dates there. I'm like, wait, when did I remember? Okay. Alright. That's right. We were on Chapter 3, Inversion Impulse 3. The third day. Give me just a second. Okay. So, last we left off, Shiki had just found out that Satsuki's a vampire, and Satsuki said she's going to become a great vampire, then she'll come see him again. So, yeah. And Shiki's like, well, I'm just going to sleep this one off. Alright. So, let me bring this a little closer. That's probably a bad idea, but whatever. A hot summer day. A blue sky and large columns of summer clouds. The wafting breeze. The droning voice of the cicadas. The voice of the cicadas. Chirp. Chirp, chirp. Chirp. Chirp, chirp. So loud, I want to die. Cicada shells are lying in the clearing, as if the sun is right by my side. The clearing is roasting. A hot midsummer's day, as if the entire world became a frying pan. Whoa, it's color, whoa. Okay, so one thing, the reason I never vocalize any of the crying in this game is because it's written like a baby's crying, like, like, why is it written like this? Nobody actually cries like this, like, after they're, like, older than 2. Like, wah would be a little bit more understandable, but why the wah? That's so silly. It makes me think, like, Akiha's a baby. And Seal cried like this, too, during her, like, pivotal climax scene. It's like, why are you crying like a baby? What the fuck? Anyway. Excuse me. Akiha is crying. A child lies collapsed at her feet. His white shirt is painted red with blood, and he doesn't move at all. I'm looking down at that. My hands are red, just like that child on the ground. No, that's not it. These hands are red with the blood of that child. Akiha! The adults are coming. What in the... The adults take Akiha away. The child lies there, dead. Alone by myself. The adults press the hands which killed the child to the ground. Did you kill him? The adults are yelling at me. They shout my name. The one who killed the child. Those 2 syllables. Shouting as if they went crazy. Just those 2 syllables. Those adults called me Shiki, as my hands are stained in red. Shiki-sama, if you do not get up now, you shall be late. Please wake up. Hearing my own name called, I awaken from a deep dream. Hisui? Yes. Good morning, Shiki-sama. Hisui bows deeply. Autumn sunlight shines through the window. This is unmistakably my room. Hisui. Shiki-sama, are you feeling well? Excuse me. No, I fucked it up. Okay. Shiki-sama, are you feeling unwell? No, I'm fine. I just had a terribly nostalgic dream. But I can't remember the details that well. What was it? I can't remember. Hisui tilts her head slightly. Well, there's no point in telling Hisui. The dream. What kind of dream was it? A dazzling white, bright enough to bring tears to my eyes, and furiously gushing spots of red. Something like an inauspicious dream. Shiki. Yes? What is it, Shiki-sama? It's nothing. I'm sorry. I'll go straight to the dining room. With a nod, Hisui walks to the door. Clack, clack, clack. Hisui's footsteps are louder than usual. Just as she's about to leave the room, she turns back. Shiki-sama, forgive me for asking. What time did you return last night? Yesterday. Quite late at night. Shiki-sama, you said your return would be at 4 o'clock. I assume the schedule changed? I remember. Yesterday morning, I told Hisui that she should expect me at 4. I'm sorry. Things happened, and I didn't make it back. I'll be prompt from now on, so it would be great if you could overlook it this time. No, it is not necessary for you to say such a thing, Shiki-sama. It is the duty of us servants to work in accordance with the schedules of our masters. However, I humbly request that you at least contact us. Whatever the circumstances, you should still be able to let us know. You're right. Sorry. I'll keep my promise from now on. I understand. Then please excuse me. That was rare. Hisui seemed pretty angry. She's always so expressionless. It seems she gets extremely angry when she does get angry. As if I did something really terrible. Well then, time to get up. Pulling away the sheets, I get up. At that moment, my body aches terribly. The pain. It's not from the gash in my shoulder. It's from a much deeper place, aching with my heartbeat. Clenching the sheets, I somehow weather the pain. It fades away. There's nothing lingering. Perhaps just a sudden fit? Chest wound. I touch my chest over my cloth. There's a great scar there, and even now that it's healed, at times it still hurts like it did just now. The doctor said the physical wound is healed, but that the mind must be replaying the pain over and over again. Usually, the scar begins throbbing after I see a traffic accident or something dead. The image of blood or death must make me recall the accident 8 years ago. Because of last night, I guess. The red back alley. And the normal, smiling face of Yuizuka. My chest hurts. The image of Yumizuka doesn't leave my mind. But I don't know what I should do. What I can do. I can only live my everyday life. Shit. Swearing at myself, I roll out of bed. After changing out of my pajamas and into my school uniform, I head to the sitting room. Akiha and Hisui are in the sitting room. Kohaku-san is probably in the kitchen cooking my breakfast. Good morning, Nissan. I don't know what it is. I'm just so happy that she says that every time. Sitting on the sofa, Akiha greets me and looks at my expression. Morning. I'm sorry about yesterday. Returning her greeting, I head to the dining room. There really isn't that much time for me to stay and chat with Akiha, and I don't really feel like talking to anyone at all. Nissan, I would like to speak with you a little. Is that alright? Alright. But please make it short since I don't have much time. I sit on the sofa across from her. Continuing last night's talk, Nissan, what were you doing yesterday? Akiha asks me with a direct stare. Nothing. Just went for a walk in town. I'm sorry for getting back late, but it's no big deal. Since I don't want to lie to Akiha, I answer as evasively as possible. Just walking the streets is something. You're still a minor, so please do not wander out late at night. Even if you weren't, there have been a lot of disturbances going on. Ugh. Disturbances. The killer skulking around the town at night. Why? Why didn't I realize? The killer that murders people and drinks their blood. That phrase perfectly matches Yumizuka's behavior yesterday. Wait, if I remember correctly, the bodies that Yumizuka left behind, all of them turned to ash, not just the one that failed to turn into a vampire. So, how exactly was Roa leaving bodies behind? If you get your blood sucked by a vampire, your body turns to ash. That's weird. Anyway. I shouldn't have to say this, but you shouldn't strain your body. If you come back with an exhausted face like last night's again, I'll get worried. If you're in trouble, please tell me. I may not be able to do much, but if you could... I don't want to think about it, but... Yumizuka could be the killer, terrorizing the town. Nissan, are you listening to me? Yeah, I'm listening. I hear Akiha's voice, but the only thing in my mind is the image of Yumizuka from yesterday. Akiha glares at me. So, you can't talk about your situation, Nissan? Yeah, it has nothing to do with you, Akiha. Right now, I can only think of Yumizuka. I want to be alone, and so I said that. You're going to keep your own way. You're going to keep going your own way. Is that what you're saying, Nissan? I understand. Well, please feel free. If that's what you want, Nissan, I'll do the same. Ooh, foreboding. Akiha stands and walks out to the lobby. Shiki-sama, is this acceptable? Acceptable? Is what acceptable? I believe Akiha-sama is deeply concerned about you, Shiki-sama, but I think it is difficult for her since she does not often talk about her feelings. I know. Right now, my head's full, and I can't... I do feel sorry. Hisui falls silent. Shiki-san, breakfast! Gohaku-san's voice can be heard from the dining room. I stand up and head towards it. Shiki-sama, around what time will you be returning today? Since today's Saturday... No. It'll probably be in the evening. There's something I want to look for. I understand. Please, take care until then. She bows deeply. After Hisui sees me off, I leave the mansion. There was no point in coming to school. Yumizuka Satsuki was treated as an absentee, and no one seemed to be the slightest bit concerned about her. Time passed without my realizing it. Perhaps Arihiko or Seal-senpai came by sometime, but I don't really remember. Noon comes, and school ends. I have no idea, but I still have to look for Yumizuka. This makes no sense. Go search for Yumizuka, search around the school, or search around the city. Like, You're searching around the school or the city for Yumizuka. So why is search for Yumizuka one of the options? It just seems kind of redundant, right? Like, you found her in the city last time, so it would make sense to just look in the city, right? But search for Yumizuka is one of the options. So, like, what the fuck does that mean? I don't even feel bad about using a guide this time. I'm not even gonna front. I'm using a strategy guide. I don't give a shit. Fucking stupid game. I'm supposed to... I'm supposed to pick go search for Yumizuka. Like, obviously, but like, why would... What is he looking for at the school or the city if not for Yumizuka? So, like, why is this an option? I'm so mad. I'm, like, legit mad. Like, what? Why? Whatever. So what is he gonna do? Oh, I guess that just means search literally everywhere. But, like... honestly, I almost want to mod this game and change that option to search everywhere. Or search everywhere for Yumizuka. That would have made more sense. Okay, I'm sorry. The sun sets. Even after running everywhere in town, there's no sign of Yumizuka Satsuki anywhere. Gah! I bite my lip angrily. But it's not anger over not finding her. 2 days ago... oh my god. It's like everyone wants to stop me from streaming today. Hold on. I don't have time for this, cat. I know, but I don't have time for this. Listen. Listen. You gotta give me a break. I already hang out. I fed you. I hung out with you. I played with you. You gotta chill out. This is the part where you chill. Listen. This is the part where you chill. Okay? Listen. Listen. I don't have time for this. I mean, I do actually. I have all day. But still, I prefer if you didn't. Get out of here. Alinity! Alright. Alright. Okay, where was I? Hey, Inu, what's up? Alright, let me get back in my stance. Alright, here we go. 2 days ago. I'm mad at myself for promising such a thing in the first place. Help me when I'm in a pinch, okay? Yumizuka said that, and I answered lightheartedly. I would help as much as I could. Such an irresponsible answer. There's really nothing I can do. She said it hurt. I can't even find Yumizuka, painfully suffering in the cold darkness. The sun is setting. I don't want to admit it, but maybe I can only find Yumizuka after nightfall. I told Hisui I'd be back in the evening. Perhaps it's too early. I'll go back to the mansion and calmly think this through. Welcome home, Shiki-sama. I'm back. Hisui, where's Akiha? Akiha-sama has remained at school for certain formalities. Since she shall be late, we are to have supper first. Ugh. Certain formalities, huh? Akiha's school probably has lots of formalities, as it is a top-tier school for young ladies. How are you enjoying Akiha's route so far? It's good! I just ran into a choice that was kind of dumb, where it was like, search for Yumizuka, search the school, search the city. And I was like, I'm searching for Yumizuka at the school or the city anyway, so why is search for Yumizuka an option? But that's what the guide said to pick. So, whatever. Other than that, though, it's been good so far. But it's only just gotten started, so. Top tier school for young ladies, okay. I'll go wait in my room until supper time, and I'll head down when it's ready. Yes, please rest until I call you. I turn my back to the bowing, I almost read it as bowling. I turn my back to the bowing Hisui and walk toward my room. After supper, I sit down on my bed. The clock's hands show 9 o'clock. Since leaving the mansion after 8 is forbidden, I cannot go outside any longer. Like that's ever stopped him before? But that's merely a rule. Oh, okay, I was about to say. If I feel like it, I can easily go outside. Bye-bye. See you at school tomorrow, Tohno-kun. I can't do something that dangerous or go look for Yumizuka. I just can't let her be. I know that looking for Yumizuka is dangerous. No matter what her reason is, she did kill that many people. But I can't let it go. That way home in the sunset, I cannot forget the last words she said. I'll go. Obsessing over it won't do any good. I changed clothes and slipped the knife into my pocket. I tiptoe out the mansion so as not to wake Akiha or the others. The lights in the lobby are out. It's a dark, lonely place, perfect for a secret departure. Creak, creak. I go down the stairs, which creak only when they shouldn't, and walk quietly to the door, and... Nissan? You're going out at this hour? Ooh. Already in the lobby, Akiha speaks quietly. Akiha, so, you got back, huh? Yes, just a little while ago. But anyway, what are you doing, Nissan? You've changed your clothes, so it appears you're going out. Akiha gazes intently at me. It's not a look of blame. She's merely gazing at me uneasily. You're going out and getting hurt again, like last night. Aren't you, Nissan? I'm sorry. A friend of mine is in trouble. I can't let it go. I see. I'm sure you're going to go even... Okay. I'm sure you're going to go, even if I stop you, Nissan. Yeah, but I won't do anything dangerous. I'm just going to check it out a bit. I'm sorry to cause trouble like this, when I've only just come home. Saying so, I begin walking out. A soft voice comes from behind me. Nissan. A weak voice, so unlike Akiha's usual tone. It's just like her voice from 8 years ago, tinged with unease. Akiha? You'll come back, won't you? Akiha's weak, vulnerable face. It has none of its earlier coldness, but like Akiha's childhood face, it's close to tears. What are you talking about? I'm only going out for a moment. You shouldn't make a face like that. I know, but... It's okay. I'll come right back. I'm sorry, Akiha. I've always been causing you trouble. Nissan! Ignoring Akiha's voice behind me, I leave the mansion. Outside, a moonlit night. Perhaps because I saw Akiha's unsettled expression. For some reason, I feel I may never return here. I arrive at the shopping district. If Yumizuka's anywhere, she'll most likely be here. It's because the murder victims are found near the shopping district. Damn it. What am I thinking? I curse at my own logic. But at least I'm more likely to find her here than anywhere else. Putting all thoughts aside, I start to look around for Yumizuka. How long has it been? There's no sign of Yumizuka. Not in the back alleys, nor in the crowds. I rest my body, burning from all the running. It's almost midnight. It might be useless to keep looking around. Where is she gone? I start walking again. There's one place I haven't looked yet. I'll give up after my body really can't move anymore. Leaving the brightly lit main street behind, I arrive at the park. Because of the serial killings recently, there's not a soul to be seen around here. Even though I can't imagine Yumizuka being here, it's the only place left to look. The park is empty at night. There isn't a sound under the moonlight. I don't know why, but a chill runs through me. Tss. The sound of the back of my head numbs. A horrible chill, as if my body freezes to my fingertips. I try to catch my breath. In contrast to my cold body, my throat is scorching. It's dry with thirst. I put my hand in my pocket. I just wanted a blade in my hand. Why? Just a faint headache, a low temperature. My mind is cool like ice. Something is strange. This park. It feels like something bad is around here. A little more till I reach the center of this park. I shake the headache off and walk deeper in. There's no one around. A terribly dark and lonely place to meet someone. There, someone is crouched, breathing raggedly, her face pale white as she scratches her throat in pain. Without a doubt, it is Yumizuka Satsuki. Yumizuka! I guess there is the joy of finally finding her. Not thinking about last night, I run towards her. Wait! Yumizuka stops me with just a word. Wait, Shiki-kun! I'm glad you came, but I don't want you any nearer right now. Please, don't come any closer. Her breathing looks painful. Her body convulses as she speaks, as if she's about to collapse any second now. Don't be stupid. I'm not gonna leave someone looking as painful as you alone. No, I'm okay. You came, so I'm fine now. Forcing herself up, Yumizuka smiles at me. It seems like a show of bravado, but I can't approach her. I do at least understand that Yumizuka doesn't want me near her. What's going on, Yumizuka? Why haven't you been home? What was that about yesterday? Why, that... That what? Damn it, I don't know. I really don't understand anything, Yumizuka. Really? You saw what happened yesterday. I told you I killed those people, didn't I? She answers frankly. It's almost as if she's laughing at my feelings of denial. Then... the recent killings in town were all your doing, Yumizuka. I don't like to say it, but that's the way it is, yeah. What the hell do you mean, that's the way it is? It's just the way it is. I killed those people, and I'll keep doing this, I'll keep doing the same thing. I can't just lie about it, can I? Yumizuka, you... Please, stop calling me that. I'm calling you Shiki-kun, so it's only fair for you to call me by my first name, too. What? I take a deep breath. Yumizuka is still like before. Even though she acts like she used to be, she says some pretty scary things. When I think about it, I look foolish. I could never talk to you like this, for all the years I watched you from afar. Yumizuka? I was always watching you, Shiki-kun. Even before I was saved in that warehouse, I was always watching you. I'm really a coward. I always just agreed with the people around me, and smiled when it seemed right. Before I knew it, everyone was treating me like an idol. So school wasn't fun for me. But that changed after you talked to me in the second year of junior high, Shiki-kun. What? Nah, it's not something you'd remember. How can I put it? You were always natural, never showing off. Probably you didn't even think about what you said back then. What can I say? Just as Yumizuka says, I remember nothing. I don't know what I said to her, or even if I had talked to her back then. It's okay. Don't make a face like that. You were only hanging out with Inui-kun, so it was natural for you to ignore other classmates. But that was okay. I was just happy just being in the same class as you, Shiki-kun. It was my goal to talk to you and let you call me Yumizuka-san. Now that I think about it, it was too small of a wish. She recalls nostalgically those ancient days, like she's remembering something that happened a long time ago. I was always watching you. I knew you'd never notice me, but I watched you anyway. Well, to be honest, I'm happy, but... Do you like me, Shiki-kun? How can I answer right now? I like her, I hate her, I can't answer. Yeah? I mean, I like her. I don't know about you guys, but I like her. She seems alright. I mean, she killed some people, but like... You know what I mean? To be honest, I don't know. But I just can't leave you alone. Yes. Since I talked to Yumizuka 2 days ago, she's never left my mind. So that must mean... Unlike your case, I don't feel like I've known you for years, but... Even though I knew it was dangerous, I still came here. I think I do like you. Yumizuka looks at me, aghast. I stare back at her. No. She shakes her head. She seems about to burst into tears. I don't want that. Yumizuka-san? Because that just makes me look stupid. Still aghast, Yumizuka looks down as she murmurs. Yumizuka's body trembles. Breathing painfully, she falls to her knees. A choking sound. Squatting on the ground, Yumizuka coughs heavily, and she spits out a lump of blood. Yumizuka! This time, I do rush near her. Yumizuka, are you okay? Yumizuka! I put my hand on her heaving shoulder. I feel a chill. Even through her clothes, I can feel the coldness of her body. Stupid! You're freezing! What are you doing out in the open what are you doing out in the open on a night like this? Shiki-kun! Her voice is hollow as she says my name. Yumizuka collapses against me. As she pants, her warm breath brushes my skin. Yumizuka. It's okay if you don't like me, Shiki-kun. Because I didn't really understand you at all until now either. Yumizuka speaks as she coughs. It's all right, don't talk. I'll take you to a hospital. But I understand now who you are and what you want to do. I really understand now because I became like you, Shiki-kun. Saying that, Yumizuka sinks her teeth into my neck. Fading. My consciousness is fading. Yumizuka's fangs dig into my neck. I'm being drained, as if all the life in my body is liquefied and sucked out. Without strength, there are no thoughts. So, my consciousness is not fading. It is simply being destroyed. There are no thoughts. I know I'll die if I stay like this, but I can't even... All the same, from somewhere beyond my mind, my blood begins to boil. Yumizuka! Both my arms push her back out of pure reflex. She falls right on her behind. What are... I stand up, but I can't. I'm so exhausted I can barely lift an arm. Yumizuka sits, as if in a drunken stupor. I can't see her face clearly. Everything dims as my consciousness fades. I can't control my body either. All that exists is the pain in my neck. Blood gurgles forth. Yumizuka's teeth marks remain in my neck. And through those two deep holes, something black is being poured into my body. In my veins, somewhere beyond my reach. The black thing violates my whole body. A small piece of the black thing goes through my veins. My body burns inside. A pain. A pain as if my spine is about to be ripped out. In pain, I claw at the ground. But there's no relief. I cannot move since Yumizuka has drained everything out of me, and the pain pours into me like a black snake. I cannot move, so the black thing crawls and twists as it pleases inside of me. I clutch at the ground. With dazed eyes, Yumizuka looks at me. Yumizuka! What have you... It's okay. It only hurts at first. First it hurts, but when the blood mixes, it should die down. Don't worry. I won't kill you. I poured my blood in properly, so you won't collapse and crumble away like those failures last night. You'll only look at me from now on. Yumizuka whispers joyfully. What are you talking about, Yumizuka? I'm saying that I'm making both of us the same, Shiki-kun. Sucking people's blood instead of eating normal food, nocturnal, unable to walk under the sun, you're going to be a different creature. What is that? Ridiculous. That's just like... Yeah, like a vampire. I didn't really understand how I became this way either. 2 nights ago, I went to check the rumor that you were... I went to check the rumor that you were walking around in the shopping district every night, and when I came to, I was lying in that back alley. Back then, I thought it was just Back then, I thought it was just cold, dark, and painful. But it's strange. After a while, my whole body has changed completely. I understood a lot of things. My body hurts because it's being destroyed very fast, and the sunlight acts like a catalyst for that. And if I want to stop the destruction, I need the genetic information of the same type of living organism as myself. Yeah, I didn't understand the logic that well, but it was plain enough what I had to do. I was cold, and it was lonely by myself. I didn't want to disappear, so I just grabbed a random person and sucked his blood. And you know what? It was really delicious. The pain went away, and I thought I could do anything. But it was so nice that before I realized it, it was all gone. The man was all shriveled up, like a mummy, and I felt really bad. I thought to myself that I was turning into a monster, both in mind and body. But I had to do it in order to live. Like I said, I didn't kill them because I hated them. I suck blood the same way you people eat animals. So I decided not to think about it too deeply. What is this? Is it okay to kill other people in order to live? But it seems I've become a proper vampire. Tonight's meal was quite fun. Until now, I've been sucking blood since I was cold and in pain. But now that I'm getting the hang of sucking blood, it's becoming more interesting. You understand, don't you, Shiki-kun? You're a much better killer than I am. What? What are you talking about, Yumizuka? I was always watching you, so I know your gentle side and your scary side. I never talked to you because I didn't understand your scary side. But I understand now. You're the same as me. It doesn't matter if you like or hate people. You could kill anyone, right? Don't be ridiculous! I've never once had that thought. I'm not being ridiculous. I never understood the fragile air about you. But now my body has changed, and I can understand. Shiki-kun, just you being there is flirting with death. There are natural-born killers in this world, but even among them, you are the best. You know, I was really happy yesterday. It was the first time I was happy after becoming this way. Because I finally understood you, Shiki-kun. I never really knew you before. Shiki-kun, you're the same, right? You see someone, and for no reason, your heart throbs, and your throat goes dry. That's a lie! That feeling, I've never... I can't say. I never had it. See? A pure homicidal impulse without the influence of emotion. Your fragile side, which I always wanted to understand. I forgot to say one more thing. A vampire is someone whose blood has been sucked by a vampire, right? That's true, you know. To be precise, the person whose blood has just been sucked dies. Vampires pour their own blood into their victims as they drink to turn them into their own. So what was in your blood back then was my blood. Standing up, Yumizuka says this with satisfaction. So, this is your blood, huh? The black thing that still defiles my body. It's not even a mouthful. but it still causes unbelievable pain, enough to drive me to madness.
Well, I guess that's long enough. Stand up, Shiki-kun.
I hear Yumizuka's command. The pain fades. Feeling returns to my limbs, and I can finally stand up.
Good. From now on, we'll always be together, Shiki-kun. Now, come here. Stand by my side. Hold my hand, and make me feel better.
She holds out her hand. Thump. My heart pounds, and my legs begin to move. But they don't move forward. They move backward.
Shiki-kun!
Yumizuka's voice is perplexed. Thump. My heart throbs. My throat becomes dry. Every nerve in my body recognizes the person in front of me. The person in front of me as an enemy. I start to breathe harder. This feeling. Desperately, I endure the poison of Yumizuka's blood and the boiling impulse arising in my body.
Why? Hey, why aren't you doing what I tell you to do?
Thump. My heart beats. This is the impulse Yumizuka was talking about just a while ago. Thump, thump. My heart beats loudly, as if it was repeatedly ordering me to kill. To kill.
Shiki-kun, you...
Think straight, Yumizuka. Yumizuka looks at me as I breathe painfully.
Why? Why didn't my blood work?
I don't know. But it does feel like there's some mud in my body. That should be Yumizuka's vampire blood. If a mouthful of it could make me feel sick, I can't even imagine what pain it must be for Yumizuka, whose body's filled with it. It hurts, she said. At least, I understand what she meant. Let's stop, Yumizuka-san. It doesn't help you to do this. You're sick. We have to get you to a hospital and return your body to the way it was. I don't want the girl who cares for me to be suffering anymore. But she glares at me with eyes filled with hate.
My blood is definitely mixed with your blood, so you should already be part of my body. Could it be someone else has control over you already?
Like I said, I don't understand, Yumizuka. All I understand is you saying that it's dark, cold, and lonely. All I remember is your smiling face 2 days ago and telling me to help you whenever you're in a pinch. To be honest, I don't know what kind of creature a vampire is. But you have to kill and suck blood to live. And if you're still in pain, then I have to try to get you back to the way you were. Yumizuka, you said it hurts.
Yeah. It still hurts even now. My blood vessels are still the same as they were when I was human. So, just the flow of blood hurts. Delicate and weak, as they burst easily. But if I drink a lot more human blood, my blood vessels will be just fine.
You said it's painful.
Yes. My heart is in pain. I have to take people's blood in order to live. I don't feel like it's a crime, but it hurts. I'm painfully afraid of that person. I'm painfully afraid that the person I was is going to disappear. But I wouldn't be so scared if I'm not alone.
You said it's cold.
Yeah. I'm so cold. I feel like my fingers will freeze off. But I don't think it's bad. I just can't feel warmth anymore.
You asked for help desperately.
I want help, but it's already too late. I can't go back to who I used to be.
Yumizuka says, smiling just as she did back then. Why? Why did you end up that way?
Why? That's what I want to know. When I woke up, I had this body and just this thirst for human blood I needed to fulfill. It would have been so much easier if I just died instead. But I guess it can't be helped. Like people eat animals to live, I have to eat people too.
What is that? What are you talking about? Why are you saying such things, Yumizuka? Unable to accept the facts, I just shout. Yumizuka's silent and only shakes her head. Why? Why are you saying you can't laugh and walk and talk normally again like before? It was only 2 days ago.
That's right. Just 2 days ago, I was a creature on your side. It was like a dream. I understand now that I've lost it. Yes, it really was like a dream. I would give anything to go back.
Then.
But it's impossible. I can't go back. I have to live on like this. Cold, painful, alone.
Yumizuka looks down. Her cold body trembles.
Help me, Shiki-kun!
A faint voice escapes her throat.
I'm scared. It's really cold. And I'm alone no matter where I go. So please, help me!
I understand. I remember the trifling promise I made on the way home from school 2 days ago. Yeah, I'll do whatever I can. Really. To change you back to the old Yumizuka Satsuki. To change you back into the old Yumizuka Satsuki. I'll do anything. But her answer is very different than mine.
Oh, Shiki-kun. You're still thinking about turning me back. Honestly, you're so kind. It's a great contradiction for someone who loves to kill to be so gentle about everything else.
Yumizuka chuckles happily.
I told you. It's impossible. You can't help me like that, Shiki-kun.
Then what should I do? There's nothing else I can do. I want to help you. But there's nothing I can do.
That's not true. There's something you can do to help me, Shiki-kun.
Saying so, Yumizuka steps forward. Thump. A chill runs through my back, sensing the danger. How can I help you, Yumizuka?
It's easy. You just have to become my friend.
Red piercing eyes stare at me, and I can't breathe. This is bad. I realize it, but my legs are not moving. Friend? What?
Then I won't be alone, and I won't be cold or scared. No, if you'll be mine, I'll be much happier than I ever was as a human.
Thump. My heart beats even faster. Yumizuka reaches out with her arm, straight from my neck. Her speed is like a bullet, but somehow I see it perfectly. Or, I felt like I saw it perfectly, and I drop to the ground. Gah! I twist my head desperately and throw myself to the ground. With a whoosh, Yumizuka's arms pass over my head. Can't be. The target and the attacker. We gaze at each other in amazement. Yumizuka, you...
Shiki-kun?
Yumizuka looks down at me, aghast. I know I have to run away, but my body's still frozen. Thump. My heart rings like a bell. My hand grabs the thing in my pocket, in spite of my paralyzed mind. Yumizuka doesn't move. Only her eyes change, from surprise to delight.
I get it. I thought it would be simple to get you into my possession, but...
Thump.
Tonight will be quite entertaining, won't it, Tohno-kun?
Her red, piercing eyes are hungry for blood. Her arms extend brutishly, mercilessly. Every hair on my body stands on end. Before I'm torn apart, my hand takes the knife out from my pocket. Ugh. The movement of my arm is faster than my voice. With a swish, the knife slices through Yumizuka's thigh. Yumizuka screams shrilly. I look in shock at my arm. There's the bloody knife that sliced open her leg. My senses return. My body moves. Before I realize it, I'm fleeing from Yumizuka as I tremble. I breathe wildly. I just run. Why? Why did I don't know. I don't understand why or how I stabbed her. Thump. My heart rings out. And before I knew it, I had sliced her leg with my knife. Yumizuka's blood flows over the knife. The feeling of tearing flesh remains in my arm. Why? Really? Why did I do such a thing? I only wanted to help Yumizuka Satsuki. Somehow, remembering her face makes my heart beat louder. Fear and excitement. Yumizuka's trying to kill me. My heart pounds in response to the danger. I, Tohno Shiki, cannot compete with that creature. It's like apples and humans. How can the ones getting eaten oppose that which eats them? It's already like that. Just as Tohno Shiki eats a tomato with no opposition, for Yumizuka Satsuki, I'm no different from a tomato. If she finds me, if she catches me, she'll kill me. So, I'm running away. I run, and feel that I'm still alive. I run through the night. For now, I just run. For what? That's clear. Because if I don't, I'll be caught. I feel the presence of Yumizuka Satsuki behind me. The presence, which felt like a needle before, gets larger and looms menacingly behind me. I run to escape. But who am I running from? It was a beautiful smile. The smiling face of the smiling face of Yumizuka Satsuki, remembering her days at junior high school, was truly gentle. Shit! Such a thing. How could such a thing happen? Yumizuka became a monster which kills people and drinks their blood. Suddenly, something hits my back, and I'm knocked to the ground. Since I fell over running, my body is covered with scrapes. But my back hurts far more right now. With the impact on my back, like that from a weapon, breathing becomes impossible. What? I start to say it, but the words vanish. Something falls onto the ground next to me. The thing that just smashed into me is rolling. Person. It was some guy, arms and legs twisted. Blood flows from the man's body. Red blood flows over the asphalt, staining my body red. It's a human body without a head.
Oh, I didn't mean to hit you. My reflexes have improved, but I guess it's a problem if my aim is too accurate.
A delighted voice comes from behind me. Still on the ground, I look behind me. What I see there is Yumizuka Satsuki walking, with a human head in one hand.
I'm sorry, Shiki-kun. It hurt, right? I just tried to surprise you by throwing it ahead of you.
As she apologizes, Yumizuka tosses the severed head away. Yumizuka, what was that?
Oh, this? I ran into him while running after you. He was being a little noisy, so I ripped off his mouth. I tasted a little bit of his blood, but drunk people's blood. Oh, okay, I got it. But drunk people's blood tastes so nasty. Shiki-kun, you should only choose young and healthy bodies too.
Speaking pleasantly, she approaches with a smile. It's nothing like the smile from back then. "Bye-bye," she said. But there's no similarities with the person who waved and departed back then. "You really don't think anything of killing people, Yumizuka?"
I don't. Talking humans and edible humans are different. Even you make a difference between human friends and friends to be killed, right, Tohno-kun? I didn't think so at first. Last night, I really hated myself too. But I had to drink blood to ease the pain. So, I killed a lot of people. Each time I killed someone, my body stopped hurting, and my heart hurt more.
She stops for just a moment. For a moment, Yumizuka Satsuki looks down sadly.
But I came to understand. Right now, it'll still hurt a little bit, but even that will fade. Because beyond the guilt of killing people, the wonderful feeling of taking their lives away was many times stronger. I told you, didn't I? That I'll be like you, Shiki-kun. Don't worry, I'll become a splendid vampire who enjoys killing, just like you.
Yumizuka approaches with a smile. "That's a lie." I say so, only to realize that even that is a lie. It's such a poor lie that even I can't be deceived. It's hopeless. She's hopeless. Yumizuka Satsuki cannot be saved. Even my remaining reasoning lost to that sole conclusion. I stand up, grasping the knife tightly. She's going to suck my blood anyway. I don't plan on losing my life and becoming one of those vampires. So, there was only one thing to do from the beginning. "Yumizuka, I can't save you."
That's not true. If you just cooperate, we'll be happy together.
No. That's a twisted happiness, Yumizuka. But I made a promise. So, I have to help you in some other way. Saying so, I take off my glasses. An ache floods my head. For the first time, I accept this vision in order to kill someone.
I see. Well, I'm glad you're motivated, Shiki-kun. But it's too late! This race is already over.
What just happened? In an instant, Yumizuka disappears. I see her face beside me, and at that moment, something slams into my side. My back hurts. Such a simple attack, and I'm slammed into the wall of a building. Grasping my knife tightly, I somehow manage to stand.
Oh, you can still move? You're relatively strong, aren't you, Shiki-kun? Since you were always troubled by anemia, I thought you were weak.
Yumizuka's voice draws nearer. Breathing. My breathing is rough. What is this? I've made a serious mistake.
It's useless to expect anything from that knife. To me, you look as if you're stopped. Even if you had a gun, it would be useless.
Her laughing voice is full of amusement. That's the mistake. I can see the lines which along... Excuse me. I can see the lines... One more time. Hold on. I can see the lines along which things break. But I'm just a human who can see that. If my opponent is many times faster than me, like Yumizuka, I can't even touch those lines. In other words, against her, it's useless, even if I can see these lines.
Oh. Well, it can't be helped. I'm gonna be a little rough. Don't worry. If your head and heart are intact, I can do something.
With a crash, everything becomes black. Yumizuka's hand grabbed my arm and threw me like that, like a soccer ball. I was thrown and I fall to the ground on my back. I can't see. My body's in such pain. I can't see anything.
Hey now, you shouldn't be sleeping there, Shiki-kun.
I roll to the side quickly, right where I was before. Yumizuka's arms pound the ground. The sound of asphalt breaking apart reaches my ears. I force my body to move. My vision is still pitch black. All I can feel is Yumizuka's presence. Ew. Standing up and facing her presence, I raise my knife.
I said it was useless. Why can't you just accept it calmly, Shiki-kun?
Her presence nears. Thump, the sound of my heartbeat. It might be because I can't see anything. This time I easily slip through her grasp.
No way!
Yumizuka's surprised voice. I know her back is facing me, but since I can't see her, I can't do anything. From there, a hostile, killing presence growing stronger.
You? I said don't move!
Her voice. Impending death. I blindly swing my knife to meet them.
Yeah!
The sound of rending flesh. I just sliced her arm.
Yumizuka, are you okay?
Saying so, I hate how stupid I am. Why am I worrying over someone trying to kill me? My body floats. I'm hit from the front and fly through the air. My vision returns. Is it because her attack was so strong? Back alley. It seems I flew all the way to the back alley wall. I feel the hard wall against my back. My consciousness starts to fade. Still, Yumizuka mercilessly presses forward.
Liar!
Her voice full of hate. She swings her arm toward me. I can't move. Since I can't move, all I can do is be killed. The wall shakes. Yumizuka's arm only pounded the wall next to me.
Liar! You said you'd help me when I was in a pinch!
Again, she starts to break areas away from me.
Why? Am I not good enough because I became like this? But I couldn't help it. I didn't become like this because I wanted to.
Bam! Bam! Like a child throwing a tantrum, she keeps screaming.
It hurts so much, and it's so painful. But why won't you help me, Shiki-kun? You promised you'd help me, so why?
Bam! Bam! Her forlorn, anguished voice. In this situation where she could kill me at any time, for some reason, my fear of impending death starts to fade away.
Shiki-kun, if you could be by my side, I could even bear this pain. Why? Why can't you accept me?
How foolish. Her words weren't ones of hate directed at me. Yumizuka Satsuki was only crying this whole time because she can't help it. Her voice dwindles away. Only able to move my fingers, I look at her. How come? Yumizuka looks at my unmoving body, as if she was surprised, as if she was waking from a nightmare and regretting what she's done.
Shiki-kun, I never meant to.
Her voice is trembling. I guess she's calmed down, but her voice still sounds like she's about to cry. It's okay. You don't need to blame yourself like that. Even if your mind and body are turned into a vampire, in the end, you're still just a pitiful victim. In any case, I can't move. Yumizuka, if you say you're so alone, in so much pain, and so cold, then there's only one thing that I can do. It's okay, Yumizuka-san.
Shiki-kun?
You can suck my blood if you want. It's a promise. I'll be with you, okay? I think my voice was kinder than it ever was. After hesitating, she quietly kneels by me and holds me.
Is it really okay?
Her voice is mingled with hesitation and happiness. What? You came after me because you wanted to do that, right? Why are you hesitating now, Yumizuka-san?
But I really want to, but...
If I do that, I really will be hopeless. That last line barely escapes her lips. Her lisp. That's funny. How ironic. Certainly she's become a vampire. Yet in her most important part, a human heart remains. Because her heart remains, Yumizuka Satsuki still feels pain over being a vampire. Being human. As long as that part remains human, she will be in pain. It hurts, doesn't it? So, it's okay. I can't help you. So, shouldn't we just do things your way?
Shiki-kun.
She nods. Then, she brings her lips to my neck. Disappearing. The remaining heat in my body fades away quickly. Quiet. Such a quiet death. I don't have any power to break free. The lines in my vision should disappear soon, too. With this, it is over. Tohno will soon disappear, and everything will end. End. Is that okay? You'll come back, right? Akiha said that. My sister I left alone for 8 years. The black-haired girl I've done nothing for as a brother. Always. Tohno Akiha was alone in that mansion. Before, I faced Yumizuka with my knife to bring her salvation from death. And now, I'm giving up my life to save her with my life. But doing that, who would be saved? At least for Tohno. It's not helping someone he cares for the most about. Akiha. I can't die. Even if I'm wrong, I can't die now. Yumizuka. My knife moves. The line on her chest. The line on the heart of the girl who believed in herself, hoping for some last salvation. I plunge my knife deeply into it.
Shiki-kun!
Satsuki's lips pull back. The power there turns to nothing. Sorry. I couldn't help you, Yumizuka. This is the only way I can. If she can't escape from the pain, then at least I can let her have a painless death.
I see. I knew it. You couldn't be with me, right, Tohno-kun?
Her voice is terribly peaceful. Just like the way home in the sunset 2 days ago.
But I'm still happy. Even if it was just a brief moment. You chose me, Tohno-kun. Yeah. In that case, maybe dying like this isn't so bad. All the pain is gone. And the scary emotions have disappeared like magic.
I feel something blowing at my feet. Looking there, I see Yumizuka's legs have turned to ash from the knees down.
And it's a little warm right now. It must be your warmth, Tohno-kun.
She speaks happily. This pure regret. It's so much. I want to die. I prepared myself. I prepared myself when I betrayed her, for whatever hateful words she might say. So why? Why this peaceful, happy voice? She doesn't even blame me at all. Sorry. I was powerless. I'm the lowest. My eyes are burning. Inside my brain, my vision wavers.
Tohno-kun, you're crying. You really are kind. After I did all these horrible things, you still cried for me. Yeah. That's what I liked most about you. I watched you since middle school, Tohno-kun. So, I always knew about that side of you. No one else did.
Her proud voice, and the sensation of something drifting away on the wind. Her lower body doesn't exist anymore.
I wanted to talk more with you, Tohno-kun. Normally, just as classmates, to talk more. That's why I really don't want to die now.
I can't say anything. I don't have any words for her. At the very end, she leans her head against my forehead.
But this is for sure the best way. So don't cry, Tohno-kun. You did the right thing.
The sensation of the knife gets lighter. Satsuki's body doesn't have a heart anymore.
It seems like I won't be able to talk anymore. Well, my house is this way. So this is goodbye then. Yumizuka! Yeah. Bye-bye, Tohno-kun. Thank you. And sorry.
Whoosh. Like ash scattered by the wind, Yumizuka Satsuki completely disappears before my eyes. Her figure disappeared, like it was just a mirage. All that remains is this dizziness. I killed her. I wanted to save her. I even said I would save her. But in the end, I killed her to save myself. But still, it would have been okay for her to call me a liar at the very end. If she did that, I really could have turned into a bad person. So why? Thank you, sorry. She didn't have to thank me. There was no reason to apologize. I killed you. But still, she thanked me. That's why. I really did want to save her. My numb body stands up on its own. I can't think of anything right now. Are my mind and body separate things? Mindlessly dragging my body, I exit the alley. The door opens with a creak. Covered in wounds, I finally make it back to the mansion. Akiha's in the lobby. Was she waiting for me this whole time? Right now, I can't understand anything. Nissan! What were you doing this whole time? What time do you think... Nissan! You look... Akiha's shocked. Why? I can't even bring myself to want to think about what's so shocking for her.
Nissan, hang in there! What in the world happened? You have all these wounds, and you look terrible.
I don't say anything. No, I can't say anything. I don't even know what Akiha's saying. Akiha gasps silently, then walks towards me.
Anyway, I will have to treat you. Nissan, can you walk?
Yeah, I'm alive, so I can walk.
I will treat your wounds, so please, come to the sitting room. And take a bath. Well, that will be impossible, so I'll have to wipe you with warm water.
Akiha disappears with quick footsteps. Akiha takes care of me by herself. She wipes off my dirty body with a towel, goes so far as to make me food, and accompanies me to my room. During that time, I couldn't even say a single word.
Then I will go back to my room. Please rest well tonight, Nissan.
Without even asking anything. In the end, she doesn't ask anything and quietly walks away, disappearing. Just like the girl I killed. As I think that, I grab Akiha's arm.
Nissan?
Then, I embrace Akiha strongly. Unable to be alone, I wanted to feel someone's body warmth.
Akiha!
I embrace her without thinking. Akiha doesn't say anything. Even though she definitely should pull away, she doesn't resist my trembling body. Like this. All I wanted was to stay like this.
I'm the worst,
I confess. From my sin. And I escape to Akiha.
I wanted to save her. I wanted to save her. But I couldn't do anything.
As if seeking salvation, I squeeze Akiha tighter. There's no response from Akiha. As if repelled by my weakness, Akiha pulls away.
Nissan, I do not know what happened to you. I think it is something I shouldn't ask about either. I cannot give you any answers. You have to solve your own problems. So, please do not run to me for something like this.
Her words are really right on target. Her rebuke is so correct. I finally return to myself.
Sorry. Just forget about it, please.
Akiha walks to the door without answering. She tried to leave, but she suddenly stops.
I will not ask what happened. But when you left, I was very frightened. I felt like you would not return. Like 8 years ago, I had the same premonition. But you did come back, Nissan. You said you were unable to save someone. But at least you were able to save me from that premonition. So, welcome back, Nissan. Just your return has made me so happy. So please keep that in mind.
Saying that embarrassedly, she gives a quick bow.
Akiha, that's all I have to say. I will be very clear so my slow Nissan can understand. I'm saying please don't leave your cute little sister alone again.
I see, I get it. Cute. It's not right to say such a thing about yourself, Nakiha. I finally manage a response. But just with that, Akiha gives a boastful smile. Yes, then I will see you tomorrow. Sweet dreams. Tomorrow will be a new day. I won't allow you to be looking like that tomorrow. Akiha leaves. I, looking at my body covered in wounds, fall to my bed. Deep. As if I'm saying goodbye to something. I let out a deep sigh. Sorry, Yumizuka. I decided I shouldn't be full of regret after all. Everything about what happened with her will be an incredible... excuse me. Everything about what happened with her will be an indelible... Indelible? Is it indelible or indelible? I forget.
Indelible.
Indelible, okay. Everything about what happened with her will be an indelible scar, but I should believe it was the right thing to do. I know it is a sin, and I will have to accept my punishment someday. But I can't have regret for being alive right now. I'm back, Akiha. I mumble aloud, my heartfelt thanks. My mind starts to drift. My exhausted mind and body swiftly approach sleep. In that instant, I thought, it's good for me to be alive. At the very least, I have a home to return to. And waiting for me is my priceless family. Ugh, okay. That was a fucking chapter. Jesus Christ. That was like its own little arc. Damn. Holy shit. I don't think any of the chapters so far have given me as much pause as that one. That was rough. Jesus. Whew, okay. Even, like, Arcueid's death or Seal's regret was not as hard as that. That was tough. Okay. Anyway. I awaken to brilliant sunshine. I climb out of bed and look out the window. The weather out the window is beautiful, truly fitting for a Sunday. That is, there isn't a cloud in the sky. As if trying to tell me that everything that happened yesterday was just a dream. Is it morning? My chest hurts. The unmatched clear sky greets me, as it always does. But that fact just hurts me too much. That girl. The girl who disappeared last night will never be able to experience a morning like this again. Shiki-sama, are you awake? That voice brings me back to reality. What is it all of a sudden? Being regretful. Is that hypocrisy? Shiki-sama? Are you awake, Shiki-sama? Knock knock comes a hesitant sound at the door. I'm back in my room. No matter how much regret I feel, I wake up just like always. As long as I live, I can't escape reality. No matter how much I regret it. Yeah, I'm up. Come in. Please excuse me. The door opens with a clink, and Hisui enters. Good morning, Shiki-sama. Did she come to get my change of clothes? She's carrying a clean set. Morning, Hisui. Has everyone had breakfast already? Shiki-sama, forgive my rudeness, but did you check the time since you woke up? The time? Is it still morning? The clock claims it's just past 12. Why does the clock say it's noon already? I think the clock is not the one who has the time incorrect, Shiki-sama. I came to wake you many times this morning, but you did not open your eyes even once. Was it really that deep of a sleep? Not just my mind, but my body suffered heavy wounds, I suppose. I see. Sorry. You came to wake me up. Just what was I doing? It was a late night, but I still shouldn't have slept in like that. No, you do not have school today, so sleeping in was an option, but Shiki-sama, you intend to go out again tonight? No, not at all. More importantly, I wonder how Akiha is. I think she was up late last night, too. Akiha-sama woke up at her usual time this morning. Hisui looks like she wants to say something more, but she answers my question. Oh, she really is different from me, leading that disciplined lifestyle. I think back to what happened last night. While I was still in a dazed stupor over what happened with Yumizuka, Akiha took care of me without asking any questions. After that, it's a little embarrassing, so I don't want to remember it. Hisui, is Akiha still here? She's an awfully busy person, so does she have a routine on her day off? Yes, she does have plans during her day off, but today she's still in the mansion. She has plans, but she's still here. I don't quite get it, but, well, I'll get changed, so please head to the sitting room ahead of me. Yes. Well, please excuse me. As usual, Hisui glides away without a sound. Hisui. Yes? What is it, Shiki-sama? Yeah, I forgot to say something. Thanks for coming to wake me up. It's a little late, but good morning, Hisui. Yes. Please have a nice day, Shiki-sama. Aww. Staring up at the ceiling, I let out a deep breath. About Yumizuka Satsuki. It's something I can never forget, for the rest of my life. But I will not let that control my life. I have a home to return to. Akiha is here for me, and I have an ordinary life to live. To protect all that, I betrayed her. So, if I can protect that, then everything will have been a lie. If I can't protect that, rather. Is that just sugarcoating it? Maybe all I can do is deceive myself. Well, Hisui is waiting. I should change quickly and go back to the normal life waiting for me in the sitting room. In the sitting room, Akiha is on the sofa, Kohaku-san is keeping her company, and Hisui is standing by the wall. Good morning, Shiki-san! Good morning, Kohaku-san. Sorry to be a bother, but could you fix me something to eat? I'm a little hungry from all that sleeping. Yes, right away! I'll get it ready, so please wait a little bit. Kohaku-san quickly patters away toward the dining room. That leaves Akiha and Hisui, who's standing wordlessly like a statue. Yo, Akiha, good morning. No, she didn't say it. Sorry. Akiha just looks at me with a dissatisfied look on her face and doesn't return my greeting. I knew she'd be upset about last night. I know I deserve it since I embraced her like that last night. Akiha, last night was... Nissan, sleeping in this late, just what were you thinking? Well, Sorry? Jeez, I'm not mad about that. It's your day off, and you've chosen to sleep until now. It's your laziness that angers me. With a Akiha angrily turns her face away. Well, it may just be my imagination, but peevishly is a better word than angrily. Well, I couldn't help it. I got in late last night, and my body was just tired. You brought that on yourself. No matter what the circumstances, please obey the rules of this house. I hate to admit it, but since she went to sleep the same time I did, and still woke up early, I really can't counter her argument. Besides, Nissan, shouldn't you let Hisui wake you up in the morning? I'll let you go today because of last night, but you always laze around in bed too long, Nissan. Akiha, maybe it's not my place to say, but it's not like I'm sleeping in because I want to. What? So how come you always sleep in until the very last minute every morning? You don't know how I feel when I wait for you till the last minute and... Akiha-sama? Where did the dire, threatening atmosphere go? All of a sudden, Akiha descends into silence. Hey, Akiha. I said so before, but waking up past 7 in the morning isn't intentional. Even I would like to get up earlier, but my body doesn't listen to what I tell it. If you want to help me wake up earlier, please buy me a really powerful alarm clock. I'm sure that'd get me up. Nissan? This may be a stupid question, but did I ever tell you... Excuse me, but did I ever tell Hisui what time you wanted her to... Wait, fuck, what? Hold on. This may be a stupid... But did I ever tell Hisui what time you wanted her to wake you up? This may be a stupid question, but did you ever tell Hisui what time you wanted her to wake you up? That's right. I forgot such a simple thing as that. Oh, yeah. Hisui comes every morning to wake me, so it's alright for her to do that. So, Hisui, could you wake me up at 6:30 each morning? It would really help me out. I swing around to face Hisui. She stares right back at me. I refuse. Forgive me, but I refuse to wake you up, Shiki-sama. Well, I don't know what to say. The shock put my brain on hold. Looking at the situation, Akiha is also gaping at Hisui in surprise. What? Hisui, why can't you wake up Nissan? I am unable to undertake such things I cannot do. I do think I'm able to wake up Shiki-sama with my own power. I'm sorry, I do not think I'm able to wake up Shiki-sama with my own power. Unable? Why not? I unthinkingly enter their conversation. Hisui continues. Oh, maybe that was me. Shiki talking. I don't know. Hisui continues staring at me. These past 3 days, all my efforts were fruitless. Shiki-sama, do you remember how many times I called your name this morning? No, I don't remember. I woke up from your voice? I thought I woke up by myself. That means there is no memory of me even calling out. Akiha-sama, that is the situation. Oh, I see, Akiha says and looks over at me teasingly. How do I say this? It would seem my standing here has just been lowered. It would seem my standing here has just been lowered quite a bit. In short, you have tried repeatedly to wake up Nissan, but there isn't even the slightest reaction on his part. That's how it is, Hisui? Hisui nods silently. I nod silently as well. I see. The truth is, Hisui has already been trying to wake me up early in the morning. I don't want to say it myself, but I must be really good at sleeping in. Nissan, why are you looking so proud of yourself? Nothing. I was just surprised by how daunting it is to wake me. I understand. Hisui, just like before, please try and wake up Nissan as much as you can. Hisui nods in assent. It seems like the conversation is finished. In the end, it may just be me waking up whenever I feel like it again. Hey, by the way, Hisui. Yes, what is it? Oh, that was her talking. By the way, Hisui. Yes, what is it? Does Nissan really not wake up? Even if you call his name, he doesn't respond? Yes. Shiki-sama's sleep is very quiet, and he sleeps like a statue. Like a statue? What? Oh! Nissan has a great sleeping posture, huh? No, that's not it. How do I say it? Shiki-sama is like a completely different person when he sleeps. I've never seen such a peaceful sleeping face, so when I first saw him, I thought that he'd passed away. So, it's not quite that he's hard to awaken, but that it seems very rude to do so, so I cannot help but be very gentle. Once Shiki-sama is about to wake up by himself, warmth returns to his white face, and I know he will wake up soon, but... Looking down, Hisui talks about how I look when I sleep. I can't help but feel embarrassed. Come to think of it, a sleeping person is completely defenseless, and after listening to that explanation, I flush as red as if she said she saw me naked. Hisui descends into silence, and Akiha is obviously trying not to look in my direction. The air has become a little heavy. Thanks for waiting! Shiki-san, breakfast is ready! A bright voice saves the situation. Thanks. Well, I'll eat up. Yes, please take your time eating. Turning my back to Kohaku-san's smile, I head to the dining room alone. After I eat lunch, Akiha and Hisui are still in the sitting room. It wouldn't be too good to ignore them and go back to my room, so I sit on the sofa across from Akiha. Here, Shiki-san. You prefer green tea, right? Kohaku places an after-meal cup of tea on the table beside me. Yeah, thanks. If you don't mind, then. No, not at all. This is your home, so please relax a little more. Kohaku-san must be trying to make me feel more comfortable here because she takes good care of me. Jeez. I'm thinking I'm already used to this place. Do I still look a little strained? Yes, just a little bit. Your shoulders seem a little tense. I wouldn't say you should be like back then, but you certainly can relax a bit more. Kohaku, you shouldn't spoil Nissan. He's been living like a sloth at the Arima's house for so long, it's probably good for him to be a little tense just at first. Akiha-sama, you're really strict with Shiki-san, are you not? I don't want to be strict. It's just that he's always so spaced out. I have to watch out for him. Huh? I'm a little surprised. When Akiha talks to Kohaku-san, there isn't any hint of her usual coldness. Maybe it's because they're so close in age, but they seem to be really good friends. I glance over at Hisui. Since Akiha dismissed all of the other servants except for Hisui and Kohaku, I think Hisui must be trusted by Akiha as well. But since Kohaku-san is her complete opposite in personality, I have a feeling that there isn't much talk between Hisui and Akiha. May I be of service, Shiki-sama? Hisui realizes I was looking at her, and asks me if there is anything she can do. No, it's nothing. I was just thinking that you're really calm. Yes, it is something that Makihisa-sama taught me. She answers very distinctly. The answer's so distinct, I can't continue the conversation. I get a little uncomfortable and go silent. It seems Kohaku-san and Akiha are still talking. Shiki-sama, is it okay if I ask a question? Yeah. What is it? It seems like you departed the mansion It seems like you departed the mansion last night again. So I would like to inquire if you had some usual scheduled routine to take care of every night. No. I don't have anything like that. The past 2 days were just something special. I steal a glance at Akia's face as I say this. Akia is just quietly watching the two of us. It would appear neither Hisui nor Kohaku-san know about my run-in with Akiha last night. It's alright, Hisui. I won't go out late at night anymore. Besides, I'm not a kid anymore. So it's not like there's any danger of going out at, it's not like there's any danger in going out at night. You say that, but Shiki-sama, you are the eldest son of the Tohno family. Please refrain from doing anything careless. Yes, just as Hisui-chan says. Your personal physician told me that you should not strain yourself. Besides, you have anemia. That's true, but it's got nothing to do with going out late at night. If I can walk by myself... if I can't walk by myself, I shouldn't be going to school either, right? Well, yes, but during the day it's bright outside and people could help you, right? But at night it's different. There's been all these vampire murders recently, so if you go outside and collapse, what do you think will happen? Ugh. Without thinking, my body shudders. Killer vampire. The killer indiscriminately killing people on the streets at night. Last night, the classmate I killed with my own hand. No. It's okay, Kohaku-san. There isn't a vampire out there anymore. Those incidents, they won't happen ever again. Because Yumizuka Satsuki is no longer in this world. Okay. It made a little bit of sense when he thought that the first time, but how the fuck do you think Yumizuka became a vampire in the first place? Although I guess she did take responsibility for all the murders up to... But that doesn't make any sense because there were murders before Yumizuka was a vampire. So, like, it doesn't make sense for her to take credit for those murders. Like, Shiki, what the fuck? Oh? Is that true, Akiha-sama? I haven't heard anything about it. The one to ask is Nissan, since he seems to know something about it. Oh yeah, there was a victim from your high school, Nissan. Year 2, Class 3 is your class, right? There wasn't a victim from my class. Oh, Shiki-san, you didn't see the news this morning? Last night, they found a large quantity of blood from someone named Yumizuka Satsuki in an alley off the main street. The blood seems to have been there for a while, but from the amount of blood there, they say she's more than likely dead. My heart starts to throb violently. The fact that Yumizuka Satsuki is dead, I know that better than anyone else. But when they say she's dead, it sounds like you killed her, didn't you, to me. Nissan? What's wrong? You're really pale. I can't say I'm alright. Her death. I'm sad that her death was publicized in reality and could not stay as something just in my heart. I said I wouldn't regret it, but a shadow envelops me as soon as I think about her. And then... Everyone, let's have a welcome party tonight. Kohaku suddenly makes a loud announcement. Huh? Akiha and I say the same thing aloud, and even Hisui tilts her head. A welcome party for Shiki-san! Everyone is here,
And we haven't even celebrated Shiki-san's arrival yet. So tonight should be Shiki-san's welcome party. Right? Kohaku-san looks at me and smiles. Crap. I must have looked really depressed. Akiya-sama, is that acceptable? If you allow it, we can start the preparations right away. Yes, Nissan has finally come back and we haven't even done anything. I think it's a good idea, but Hisui? You agree, right? Yes. If it is acceptable to Shiki-sama, I do not think it will be a bad thing. The three of them, the three of them turn to stare at me. I really don't feel like it, or of course I agree. That's interesting because, like, he shouldn't feel like it. He just killed a woman. But, I mean, might as well, right? Yeah. I've decided to not have any regrets. And I don't want Kohaku-san to worry about me. I'm in favor. I'm not about to turn down my own welcome party, am I? It's decided. Well then, I'll prepare the food. Hisui-chan, can you take care of my work for today? That will be fine. Sweeping the lobby and the east building. Well then, what shall I do, Kohaku? Akiya-sama and Shiki-san should rest in their rooms. I'll prepare dinner early and make time for the party, so if you have anything you need to do, please try and be done by then, okay? Kohaku-san goes into the kitchen, and Hisui out into the courtyard. Well then, I'll go to my room. So, what should I do? I guess if I tried to help Hisui, I'd just get in the way. Let's save for now. No, let's not progress to the next choice. Calm down. Since Akiha's actually home for a change, I guess I'll pass the time I guess I'll pass the... Fuck me, dude. I guess I'll pass the time talking to her. Akiha, you there? Nissan? Hurried sounds can be heard from within. I just wanted to talk for a bit, if that's okay. Yes, please come in. I put my hand on the doorknob. Thinking about it, this is the first time I've ever been in Akiha's room. I opened the door a bit tensely. I guess this room is exactly what I was expecting. What is it, Nissan? Is it something important, to make you come to my room? Nah, not at all. I just felt like talking a bit. If you're busy, I can come back later. Well, I am busy, but I can put that off. To make time to talk with you. Akiha tidies up the notebook on her desk. Oh, you were doing homework. Then I should go. I shouldn't interrupt your studies. No, I was just about to start, so I can leave it for tonight. It's fine, so please sit down. Shall I make some tea? All right, but no tea, thanks. I wouldn't want to spoil my appetite today. Ah, that's true. Then I'll do the same. Akiha sits on the chair of her desk. I lower myself into a suitable chair and glance around Akiha's room. It's an amazing room, but of course it's not really my type of place. I haven't even been able to settle into my own room. And it has just the bed and the desk. If they'd give me a room decked out like this, I might have fled. Hey, Akiha. Yes? What is it? It's just something I've been wondering for a while. Why did you call me back? The old man died, and while I am the eldest son, that doesn't seem like much of a reason. What do you mean, not much of a reason? This is your home. It's only natural for you to come back here. There doesn't need to be a reason. Well, that's true, but don't you have a grudge against me? I left you here for 8 years. Yes, of course I have a grudge. It was Father's fault you were sent to live with the Arimas, but it really made me mad that you didn't send even a single letter during that time. No, that was... That was what? Come on, Nissan, what is it? You come in here to remind me of things I almost forgot. Do you enjoy making me angry that much? No, of course I didn't do it to make you angry. The thing about the letter, I didn't do it because the old man forbade me to do it, so... I know that. I'm angry because you brought it up. I'm sorry. I just wondered. I shouldn't have mentioned it. Indeed. Please don't talk about such trifling matters. With a sound of annoyance, Akiha looks away. Really, what am I doing? After I took the trouble to come and talk to Akiha, why am I talking about such unimportant things? Well, I guess it's like you to carry such small matters forever. Kohaku said so too, right? This is your home. You should be more relaxed. Yeah. I think I'll get used to it gradually. But what? Well, no, it's just... There's no nostalgia. I remember life in the mansion, but I'm confused. Because none of this matches my memories. Well, I guess I've been away for 8 years, so it's natural. Oh, that's him talking still. What's with that expression? Like I said, I don't have anything against the mansion. Don't worry, I don't want to leave or anything. Yeah, I'm glad, but... Akiha looks away from for some reason. Nissan, I have a question I forgot to ask too. It's about the injury from your accident 8 years ago. Huh? Injury from the accident? You mean the wound on my chest? Yes. Kohaku said it hasn't completely healed yet, but does it still trouble you? I don't know. The actual wound itself healed ages ago, but there's some unstable organs that got damaged. Excuse me. I heard that some of those would heal in time, but some would stay unstable. I guess my incessant anemia is a result of that, in addition to some emotional damage from the accident. Does it, hurt, Nissan? Akiha murmurs a question, looking away. Nah, it doesn't hurt anymore. I just feel a little dizzy when I wake up, no worse than that. Well, perhaps it hurts occasionally, in the dead of winter. The dizziness has faded away lately, and I'm sure the anemia will go away in a few years. Anyway, it's nothing to worry about. There are people out there with wounds they won't recover from for 20 years, so my wound's nothing in comparison. Akiha says nothing, still looking away. Damn. The atmosphere has become heavy again. Akiha is completely emotionless. Akiha is completely motionless. Somehow it seems unnatural. Hey, Akiha. Nissan. Akiha looks up. She lacks all vitality, as if she was passed out until now. Excuse me for just a second. Okay. What's wrong? Do you feel bad? If you do, you should lie down. I'll go back to my room. No. That's not it. I was just listening to you. I was remembering about the past.
Akiha's body shakes. She almost falls off her chair, but she remains in it somehow. She takes a halting breath. Akiha, you're really acting strangely. You should lie down. No, it's all right. It's not as bad as yours, but I get easily dizzy too. I was just thinking about the accident 8 years ago. Your wound was so deep and there was so much blood coming from it. That's why I felt so bad. I see. If that's so, but don't push yourself. If you feel bad, please tell me. Of course. I would do that without being told. It's all right. Unlike yours, my dizziness is purely mental. Akiha answers me clearly, completely recovered. It's almost time, isn't it? Kohaku will call us soon, so you should go back to your room. 5 o'clock already. Well, I'll go back to my room, but Akiha, don't push yourself. It doesn't do any good not to speak up when you're suffering. Oh? It's not like you to be so concerned about me, Nissan. Maybe I should do so once in a while. Maybe I should do so once in a while. Dummy. It's just an occasional thing. I'll see you later. I open the door. Akiha's room is deep in the west wing. In the east wing. The opposite of what it's written. Jesus Christ, Mike. Goddamn. Akiha's room is deep in the east wing. A good 50 meters from my room, deep in the west wing. Nissan? What is it? Did you forget something? No, it's not that, but... Akiha falls silent, unable to find the right words, but the eyes gazing at me. I'm sorry, it's nothing. They seem like they're apologizing to me. I'll see you in the dining room later. I won't get angry whatever you do today, so don't worry. That's a relief. Since Kohaku-san cooked us a feast, I was hoping we might be able to forget about the table manners today. With that, I leave Akiha's room.
Well then, a toast to Shiki-san's homecoming. Everyone, please take whatever you would like to drink.
Kohaku lines up drinks in front of us, with a full smile entirely free of malice. Most of the drinks didn't happen to be juice or anything like that, but proper alcoholic beverages. Right, Japan, I forgot they do that there. Akiha?
What is it, Nissan?
There's a gurgling as Akiha fills her glass with a tawny liquid, then adds a little orange juice. That wouldn't be whiskey, would it? It would. Is there something wrong? It would? Akiha? Aren't we all too young to be drinking? This is your welcoming party. We have to have alcohol, don't we? Or Nissan, you're weak when it comes to alcohol? Akiha seems somehow delighted.
Ah, Hisui-chan. That's unusual. Not juice today?
Seeming a little shy, Hisui silently pours wine into her glass.
See, Nissan? Even Hisui is drinking.
Hold on. Okay.
See, Nissan, even Hisui is drinking. Surely you don't intend to be the only one drinking juice.
Oh my god.
Jeez. You really want to get the most out of this party, don't you, Akiha? Yes. I don't usually like parties, but today is an exception.
Huh. Well, it can't be helped. A lot of alcohol isn't good for my body, but a little bit should be okay. The weakest drink laid out on the table is the wine, it looks like. Wine's not that weak, though.
Well then, everyone, raise your glasses, please. Cheers!
With a clash, our glasses come together. Kohaku tosses hers down in a single gulp. Akiha takes her time, and Hisui just sips hers quietly. Oh man, I'm not responsible for this. And in less than an hour, Hisui falls asleep and Kohaku-san carries her to her room with a smile. Not being used to alcohol, my mind is a little fuzzy. Akiha sits nearby and is still drinking eagerly. It doesn't bode well for the rest of the evening. Akiha, you really have some tolerance, don't you?
Oh?
I'm not drinking it straight up, so I think it's...
I'm not drinking it straight up, so I think it's about normal.
That's not the point. I'm saying she's pretty used to drinking for being a minor.
Jeez. Making that face again. Please get at least a little drunk, Nissan. Kohaku prepared all this to cheer you up. So isn't it meaningless if you don't?
That's right. Yeah, I have to thank Kohaku-san for her consideration. Thanks to that, I do feel a bit better.
What are you saying? You don't look happy at all. If alcohol doesn't make you feel better, isn't there nothing left?
Well, that's a little bold. Saying nothing is left if alcohol doesn't work. Isn't that mistaken?
It cannot be helped if you do not wish to speak to me, Nissan. If you would talk about last night, I wouldn't ask for the help of alcohol.
Oh, okay. That's what she's doing. I wouldn't ask for the help of alcohol. I see. Just like Kohaku-san, Akiha is concerned about me.
But I can't ask, right? I already promised to no longer ask about it. Sorry.
I'm just a big burden to everyone.
Well, as long as you understand, it is all right. As you say, I seem to be a little drunk, so I will go outside.
She says drunk, but her steps are firm as she exits the dining room. Following I almost said Alkaha. Following Akiha, I go out to the courtyard to get some fresh air. It's still before 6 o'clock. The red sun paints the sky. It's still the afternoon. There's no one else around. I thought Akiha was going to be here, but I guess we missed each other. Red sunset. Until now, the red sunset reminded me of fresh blood. But today, it reminded me of her final smile as we parted on the road home. Throb. A stabbing pain in my chest. Does the scar on my chest hurt? Or is my heart in pain from regret? I can't tell the difference. Only that my chest hurts. As if it was bleeding. Dizziness assails me. Because of the alcohol and the pain in my chest. Such a small, insignificant thing causes me to lose consciousness. My house is this way. Saying that, she went down a different path. Thanks. She probably said that, since I was there for her until the very end. Sorry. She probably said that since she knew I would carry this regret from now on. So it's okay to forget. It felt like she whispered those words in my ears. Isn't that just false happiness? In a dream I dreamed about, I dreamed such selfish words. If I can just forget, it'll be very easy for me. But I can't forget. I didn't like her, nor did I hate her, but I think I shouldn't forget her smile. And more than that, as long as this scar remains on my neck, I can't forget. When I come to, I'm lying in my room. While I was sleeping, Akiha must have been watching me because she's there in front of me.
Akiha?
Have you awakened? Goodness, suddenly lapsing like that. What happened, Nissan? I see. Did I pass out? Yes. Thankfully, you woke up quickly. I'm sorry for forcing you to drink like that. No, it has nothing to do with this. I just collapsed on my own. Saying that, I stare up at the ceiling. My head is still dizzy, and I don't feel like talking with Akiha right now. Even still, Akiha is not bothered by this, and she quietly tends to me. Akiha. Yes? What is it, Nissan? Well... Isn't this boring for you? I'm fine, so you can go back to your room if you want. Are you saying I'm bothering you? No, that's not it at all. I was just thinking that maybe you were a little bored. It is boring, but I can stand it. This is something I'm doing out of my own interest, so there's no need for you to worry, Nissan. Yeah, then I guess that's alright. Time passes. It's past 7 o'clock. 7 hours since then. Has Akiha been tending me this long? Wait. What? Didn't he... I'm a little confused. Akiha silently takes my temperature. I remember now. That had to have been more than 8 years ago. Akiha came to watch over me after I caught a cold or something like that. It really was a terrible cold. Even breathing was painful. The black-haired girl sat at my pillow, holding my hand and just staring at me. Tatami and the shoji, the cool winter air. In the dark tatami mat room, the young figure of Akiha watching me on the verge of tears. I'm a little relieved. Did you say something, Nissan? Yeah. I was just thinking there was a little bit of the old Akiha in you. It's not really anything, but it makes me pretty happy. I give Akiha a gentle smile so naturally, it almost surprises me. That is fine, but you haven't changed at all, Nissan. Causing so much work for others. Please act more properly. Akiha looks away and complains. Understanding she's just embarrassed, I start to feel more happier. Sheesh, why are you smiling like that? If you have this much energy, I guess you don't need me to take care of you. No, that's not it. I just remembered something from a long time ago. Akiha, in that tatami room. Tatami room? What is that all about? I understand Akiha taking care of me, but why was it in a tatami room and not in my room? There's something not quite right. Akiha, is there a room with tatami in this mansion? No, there's no Japanese rooms in this mansion. Yeah, you're right. It's nothing. I just thought it was odd. Don't worry about it. What is so odd about not having a Japanese room? Oh, you know, this mansion is so big, I thought maybe there was at least one. There is a detached Japanese-style building, however. Now that she mentions it, of course. In the middle of the forest in the garden, there was a Japanese-style mansion. Goodness, you really have become more energetic. I think I will only be in the way if I stay longer, so I'll return to my room. Standing up from the chair, Akiha goes to leave the room. Thanks, Akiha. Sorry for making you stay here this whole time. Please don't mind. Starting tomorrow, your daily life will become more like this. After saying something I don't quite understand, Akiha exits the room. I turn off the lights and rest in bed. Thanks to Akiha taking care of me, I feel more relaxed. At this rate, I should be able to dream peacefully for the first time in days. I take a deep breath and slowly close my eyes. Right before I fall asleep, the memory of myself being tended by a young Akiha freshly surfaces in my mind. The dark Japanese-style room where no one came to see me. Did she sneak away from Makihisa? Akiha snuck in and cried as she held my hand. I'm sorry, she was saying. I didn't know why, but the black-haired young girl kept repeating, I'm sorry, over and over. I remember about the proud eldest daughter of the Tohno family, who was the only one to care for me. The young girl was always crying in the dark Japanese room. I bit my tongue in frustration while being dizzy from fever. I wonder why she was crying. If it was me, I would never let Akiha cry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Shiki-ni-san. Her tears were simply beautiful. In that time, I vowed to be her real brother. Chapter 5, Quiet Dream. Okay. Yeah, it seems that way. Let's do one more chapter. What time is it? Yeah, let's do one more chapter. I wake with a sudden headache. Morning. The clock says it's just past 6:40. The weather outside the window is perfectly cloudless. Ow! Pain runs through me once again. Not my head or my chest, but apparently on the side of my neck. That's odd. I've never had pain there before. I put my hand on my I put my hand on my neck, but there's no blood. The wound from Yumizuka's bite is already closed. Maybe I have a fever. Is it because of the alcohol last night? My body's heavy, and I feel like I have a fever. Wait a minute. So he's got a literal vampire bite mark on his neck, and Akiha tended to his wounds. And there's a serial killer called a vampire out and about at night, and Shiki randomly exclaimed, oh, we don't have to worry about that anymore. How is at least Akiha not putting two and two together? Like, at this point, she has to know. If she didn't already know from the beginning because of some bullshit, I don't know. But I feel like it shouldn't take much to deduce what he's been doing at night. Or at least have a pretty decent guess. Good morning, Shiki-sama. Morning, Hisui. Did you sleep well last night? Yes. Please forgive me for my unsightly behavior last night. That's right, you went to sleep. It's okay. I fainted afterwards anyway, which is probably worse. Thank you for your kind words. After you change, please head toward the dining room. She must still be very embarrassed about last night, and leaves somewhat flustered. Hisui. Maybe. Maybe it's possible for her to be easily embarrassed. I thought she was basically expressionless at first, but when you look at her closely, she gets embarrassed and mad a lot. Next time, I should try to make her laugh really hard. I don't know how I would do that, but there's no doubt Hisui's smile would be very cute. Hey, Hisui's smile would look just like Kohaku-san. A boring conclusion. I quickly change and head to the sitting room. I run into Akiha in the lobby. I guess she's going to school as she's holding her bag. For some reason, my entire body starts to heat up as soon as I see her face. Good morning, Nissan. Yes! Yeah. Good morning, Akiha. Thump. My chest starts to hurt. Who's talking? Oh, okay. Wow. Is something special going on today? You're up a full 20 minutes earlier than usual, Nissan. No, I just had a bit of a bad dream, that's all. Just a whim. Don't worry about it. I don't understand what I'm saying. Is it because of my dream? Suddenly remembering her young face, I can't look at Akiha directly. Nissan? Your face is red. Do you have a fever? No, it's not that. For some reason, I just can't return her gaze. She lifts an eyebrow suspiciously and comes near me. Excuse me. She brings her hand to my forehead. Thump. My heart beats. Akiha's palm is not any different from back then. Cold, soft fingertips. Thump. Thump. Her fingertips touch me, for only a matter of seconds, but my heart strangely begins to pound harder. If I were to glance down, her face would be right there. Her thin, strong eyebrows, which show her strong will. Her clear black pupils, with her matching long black hair. It really is a beauty unrelated to the name Tohno Akiha. Thump. My heartbeat. I can just imagine how red my face has become. Hey, Akiha? If she doesn't pull back, it'll be troubling. It seems you don't have a fever. She pulls her fingers away and backs off slightly. Just in case, I'll have Kohaku prepare some cold medicine. Please wait in the sitting room, Nissan. With that, Akiha goes up to the second floor. The hands of the clock reach 7. Sorry to keep you waiting. I have cold medicine and water, so please drink it after breakfast, okay? Kohaku-san. My shoulders slump. I'm really glad Kohaku-san brought it, but I was expecting Akiha to bring it, so I'm a little disappointed. Thanks, Kohaku-san. Where's Akiha? I think it's a bit early for her to go to school. No, since there were some formalities to take care of, Akiha somehow left for school earlier. And you know what, Shiki-san? Kohaku-san looks into my face with a smile. What? Did I do something again? Yes. I was wondering what you did to Akiha, I was wondering what you did to Akiha-sama just now. It's been such a long time since I've seen Akiha-sama this happy. I'm curious. Really curious. I didn't really do anything to make her happy. In fact, it's more like I'm the happy one. But Akiha did seem to be in a good mood, didn't she? She was smiling when we ran into each other. And for Akiha to take my temperature, just isn't like her at all. It would have been fine just to leave that to Kohaku-san. So that was odd enough. Shiki-san? Does anything ring a bell? No, sorry. She definitely did seem in a good mood, but I don't think it was because of me. In the first place, I don't understand Akiha at all right now. She's different than when she was 8 years ago.
Oh, really? Well, I personally think you're a bit dense at times, but let us leave that there. Well then, please eat breakfast, Shiki-san. It's waiting for you in the dining room.
Yeah. Thanks as always. I give her a quick bow of the head and go to the dining room. I'm going a little too fast, I think.
Oh, Shiki-san. What you said earlier was mistaken.
Huh? Mistaken? What was?
Akiha-sama has not changed one bit from the past. I think the one who's making Akiha hard to understand is you, Shiki-san.
Leaving me with a phrase loaded with meaning, Kohaku-san disappears toward the lobby.
Shiki-sama, what time will you be returning today?
In the evening. I don't have anything special to do, so I'll be back by 4.
I understand. I will no longer be able to wait for you here, but please call for me if you need anything when you return.
Unable to wait by the gate? What does she mean?
Please have a safe journey, Shiki-sama.
Yeah, I'm off. Raising a hand to the bowing Hisui, I exit the front gate of the mansion. Since I woke up early, I could take my time going to school. I walk leisurely down the road to school, which I normally jog down. I walk slowly and arrive to the gate 10 minutes before it closes. It's the time when all the students who don't participate in clubs arrive. In a high school prepping for general entry like mine, the only clubs practicing in the morning are the athletic clubs. It's only natural for the school gate to be this crowded. Excuse me. Senpai! I see Seal Senpai walking a bit ahead of me. Senpai! I call out to stop her.
Good morning, Tohno-kun. It's rare to meet you by the entrance here.
Yeah. I saw you from behind, so I ran up to meet you. Do you always come at this time?
Yes. I'm bad at getting up early, so I always just barely make it. Did you oversleep today?
No, I actually woke up earlier. You know, I normally make it right as the gate's about to close.
Wow, you mean you're a late riser, Tohno-kun? Huh?
I might have something on my face as Senpai stares right at me. Senpai?
Tohno-kun, did something happen over the weekend?
No, not really. Why do you ask, Senpai?
Oh, it's nothing. I was just playing around.
Please forget about— She notices the bite marks. So everybody can fucking see the bite marks. Like... Okay, whatever. I'm a little bewildered. And then, at that moment, I see a familiar face running vigorously from the entrance.
That's Inui-kun.
Senpai says this calmly. Yeah, it's Inui. I try answering her calmly. Senpai and I don't even think the actions of the rampaging Arihiko, as he dashes towards us, are odd at all. In other words, we're used to it. Well, Seal can tell. Yeah, I guess she's more trained to look for stuff like that, but I don't know. Tohno! A cloud of dust kicks up behind him. He does not stop. Even though we're right in front of him, Arihiko launches a drop kick in my direction without even pausing. Crash. Roll, 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 thud. Ugh! I can't believe it. This person throws a kick full force into me, and we suddenly crash to the ground and roll 3 times. I get up and shake off all the dust from my clothes. Arihiko also stands up and pats his uniform. Arihiko. Tohno. After a 3-second interval, we face off directly. Ready. What the hell are you doing? You have a sister? Both of us shout simultaneously. What? Wait a second. How do you know I have a sister? What? So you do have one after all! Arihiko holds his head in his hands and twists his body. It's so ridiculous looking. I would deny knowing him even if he owed me 1,000,000 yen. Hey, cut it out, Arihiko, please. We'll end up being the laughingstock of the school. Screw that! I don't care! Arihiko looks up with a glare. You traitor! I'll call you Oni-san someday! Leaving such an incomprehensible parting shot, Arihiko runs off. Not toward the school building, but to the front gate. What's he doing? There isn't even 5 minutes until homeroom starts. Nothing about him is understandable. Anyways, it seems like I won't run across him for the rest of the day. During the break after the second period, Arihiko suddenly returns. Was that him talking? Huh! After thinking about it for a while, I had no reason to go home. Saying so, he calmly takes his seat. Leaving him alone, I stare blankly in my seat and wait for the third period to start. But the classroom seems odd today. Every break, all the guys leave the room and come back with happy looks on their faces. I'm a bit curious. Hello, Tohno-kun. Do you mind? Huh? It's break time, senpai. Is it okay to come to my classroom like this? Yes. Being here is much more fun than being in my classroom. She smiles happily as she says this. Arihiko sits at the desk, unaware of senpai's arrival. It's quite the ideal situation. But the second-year classrooms are pretty noisy, too. The third-year boys have been making a fuss, and I imagine the fourth floor is overcrowded by now. Huh? The third-year boys making a fuss? About what? Oh, you're not making a big deal out of it. Well, there's no reason for you to go look, Tohno-kun. I don't quite understand, but it seems there's no reason for me to go look. What do you mean? Go see what? The new first-year transfer student. All the boys in every class are taking turns to go see her. Apparently the hallway outside her classroom is very crowded. That's kind of fucking creepy, isn't it? She's awfully popular. Transfer student? In other words, that's where all the guys in my classroom went too. Oh. So that means she's really cute, this new transfer student. I don't know, but that's what I've heard. They say a girl in the first year transferred from a famous ladies' academy. I see. For someone to transfer at this time of year, there must be some strange circumstances. You thought so too, huh? But it seems like a waste. Why is she transferring from the distinguished Asagami Women's Academy to go here? Huh? What a coincidence. My sister's also a first year at... Wait a minute. There's something not quite right about this whole conversation. Senpai sounds like I know this transfer student already. Please don't mind. Starting tomorrow, your daily life will become more like this. Since there were some formalities to take care of, Akiha-sama left for school earlier. No way! I'm shocked. But that's the only conclusion I can draw. Tohno-kun? I can't hear Senpai's voice anymore. I look over at Arihiko's desk, and he has an especially evil grin on his face. I walk purposefully over to his desk. Arihiko. Oh? What could it possibly be, Oni-sama? I'll punch you for saying that. Hey, can't you take a joke? What is it? Is there a reason you would come talk to a commoner like me? Arihiko laughs. Reason? Well, I do have a reason this time. Arihiko, can you tell me the name of this new transfer student? Man, you should know without me saying anything, right? Yes, her name is Tohno Akiha, your younger sister. Jeez, you even kept it a secret from me. I would have found out quickly since she's that hot. I really doubted our friendship this time. No, there's never been that sort of illusion between us, but I see. Totally drained, I answer and return to my seat. Tohno-kun? Senpai is speaking, but I just don't feel like responding.
You seem to be having trouble, so I'll go back.
Senpai walks out of the room lightly. Akiha's transferred to my school. What is she thinking? Muttering aloud in astonishment, I fall into my chair. Third period starts and English class begins. The sound of fluent English goes in one ear and out the other. My head is only full of thoughts about Akiha right now. This English is just noise to me. As always, Akiha is Akiha. If she's going to transfer to my school, couldn't she at least tell me? No, more importantly, she transferred to my school when there's no advantage for her to do so. Pain again. Sharp pain in my neck. I fall onto my desk. This is bad. I can hardly move. Is it anemia again? Then it's just as always. It's normal. It'll pass. I'm in class. I have to recover. Look, the English teacher's reading aloud. The blackboard. Chalk. Chalk dust. English. The sound of chalk scraping. Teacher. Teacher. Adult. Podium. The creaking podium. Desk. 36 desks. Student. Students. 36 students. 3 days ago, there were 37. Window. Sky. Schoolyard. Sun. Unpopular. Lonely. Cold. Frightened. Uneasy. Something. Desire. Desire. Desire.
Tohno-kun! Hey, are you alright, Tohno-kun?
My eyes open wide at the sound of the teacher's voice. Sweat rolls down my forehead. My body's cold. My breathing is ragged.
What is it, Tohno-kun? If you're not feeling well, you can rest.
No, I'm fine. It's past. I see. Well, don't push yourself. Your grades are good, so it's acceptable to take an occasional rest. Your progress will be satisfactory even with some handicaps. The English teacher's words lack a little consideration for the other students. I once again declare I'm fine and resume class. At lunch, the classroom gets frantic. I take a deep breath. I've been hot since this morning. Maybe I've caught a cold. My whole body feels languid. What, Tohno? You still sticking around here? Yeah. I don't feel too well today. I can't go to the cafeteria, so can you please get me something? I'll have the usual. No, I don't mind, but is that alright? Your dear sister seems to be having trouble in the cafeteria. That's right. She's always been at the Ladies' Academy, so she wouldn't know anything about how a normal school cafeteria system works. I can distinctly imagine Akiha standing in the cafeteria, not knowing what to do. Damn, I can't leave her like that. Tohno, wait up! I'm coming too. I dash out of the classroom. Close behind me, Arihiko follows a bit more energetic than usual. Akiha stands aghast in the center of the crowded cafeteria. She looks as if she does not know what to do. Jeez, what is she doing? I hurry over to Akiha. Akiha!
Ni-san.
In that instant, I see her face on the verge of tears, and my chest starts to hurt. Come on, over here! You don't like the crowds, right?
Yes.
Not wanting to see her almost crying for a second longer, I strongly pull Akiha out of the cafeteria. Here, you should be able to relax here. I'll go buy us some lunch, so just sit at this bench.
Yes. I apologize for the trouble, Ni-san.
It's alright. I'll hear about it later. Arihiko, I'm gonna get some lunch, so take care of Akiha, okay? Why are you asking me that all of a sudden? Look, I'll go buy lunch and you keep your sister company, Tohno. What's the matter, Arihiko? Aren't you gonna call me Oni-san? I'll tell you right now, but I won't give you a chance like this in the future. I whisper to Arihiko. He whispers back, maintaining our secrecy. Right, but I can't be with her... I can't be with her alone all of a sudden. If it was any other woman, I'd agree, but your sister's just too high class. It's not like you at all. Are you scared of Akiha? Yeah, to be honest, I am. Since she's the type I never went against, I'd like to concentrate on getting information in the first round. Why is he always this funny? Why is he always this funny at strange times? All right. Then can you go get lunch for me? Can you go get lunch for the three of us? Leave it to me. What does your sister want? I'm too scared to buy her ordinary cafeteria bread. As if I would know. She transferred here, so curry bread and coffee milk will be good enough. Roger. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Arihiko returns to the building in a dash. You seem to be very good friends with him, Ni-san. Huh? Where did all her vulnerability go? She's suddenly back to normal. Yeah, we get along especially well. More importantly, Akiha... Please don't yell like that. People around us are surprised. What? More importantly, can you answer me? That person, what is he to you, Ni-san? What is he? He's just an unwanted but inseparable guy who's been with me since middle school. No, that's not what we're talking about. Now this is an interesting choice. This feels like the most This feels like the most pertinent question. But this question seems more like character interaction and like fun. But this one is a little weird. This is me not using the guide. Okay. Harihiko's just one of my classmates, but you haven't answered my question either. Very well. What is it, Ni-san? What is it? Why have you transferred to this school? What possible reason could you have for transferring to a second-rate elevator school? So you say, Ni-san, but I can go to school wherever I choose. I do not need to explain myself to you. Don't be stupid. I'm your brother. I can't just overlook things that are against your best interests. Frankly, I can't see any benefit to you transferring to this school. Since our old man isn't around anymore, it's my responsibility to look out for you. What? It's not fair to say things like that at times like these. Not fair is my line. What were you thinking, transferring without even telling me? I won't accept this transfer until I hear a good reason. If I'm not satisfied with the reason, I'll send you back to your own school. So tell me, Akiha, why did you change schools? Akiha falls silent and looks down. A very brief moment later, she raises a brave face. I was worried about you, Nissan. Is that not a sufficient reason? Hang on. What do you mean worried about me? What do you mean worried about you? What sort of reason is that for transferring? Well, looking at your unruly behavior recently, I decided that in order to prevent you from disgracing the Tohno name, I would have to keep a close eye on you. Akiha explains clearly. When she says unruly behavior, I can't help but nod. It's true. My everyday life since coming here has surely been an annoyance to Akiha and the others. But transferring, that's still a bit much, isn't it? What about your friends? That's none of your concern, Nissan. If you feel even a little bad for me, then all you have to do is change your way of thinking from now on. Akiha turns sharply away. Well, this is just the way she is. All right. Do as you please, but one day you'll regret it. That's fine. I wasn't thinking of having you worry over me, Nissan. With a sound of exasperation, Akiha starts to sulk. Here you go. Lunch for 3 people. Huh? Am I interrupting something? No, nothing of the sort, senpai. You are a friend of Nissan. I'm Tonoshiki's younger sister, Akiha. It is a pleasure to meet you. Akiha bows softly. Not at all. The pleasure's mine. I'm Inui Arihiko, and I've known Tohno since junior high, but today was the first time I found out about you, Akiha-chan. Maybe he's still holding a grudge against me for not telling him about her. As he says things he doesn't have to. Alright, Arihiko, let's eat. Lunch break is short, so there's no time for chit-chat with Akiha. I ignore Akiha glaring at me, and I accept the lunch from Arihiko. Here, Akiha. It's curry bread and milk, and you can eat them here. There isn't much time, so you can't take too long over them. I know that. I'm not a child, so you don't have to explain every little thing to me. That's right, Tohno. Aren't you a bit mean to Akiha-chan? Arihiko boos at me. Ignoring them, I open my bread and stick the straw into my milk. Munch. Munch, munch. Munch, munch, munch. Right. Lunch is over, so it's time to go back to class. Nissan? Akiha speaks up timidly. Looking over, I see that she hasn't even opened her curry bread yet. What is it, Akiha? You're not hungry? Well, it's not that. It's just... She glances upward like she's embarrassed or something. Could you, teach me how to eat these? She glances hesitantly toward me. And... what am I supposed to say? What do you mean, how to eat them? You just break open the wrapper and eat it. It's not hard, is it, Tohno? Arihiko, sorry, but could you go get a napkin from the cafeteria? Me? I nod silently. Fine, but you'll owe me one. Arihiko runs off toward the school building again. Alright, give it to me. You open the bag here like this, and you just bite into it. It's okay, but don't expect too much for the taste. Kohaku-san's cooking and this are like heaven and earth. Really, Nissan? I'm not kidding. Or what were you going to say? Don't tell me that even though you transferred to our school, you can't eat our food. I don't want to think less of you. No, it's not that. It's just... it's bread. It's so big. I don't think I could fit it into my mouth. No one said you have to eat it all in one bite. It's bread, so you bite off one at a time. You'll get crumbs around your mouth, but
Arihiko's bringing you a napkin to wipe it, okay? Yes. Thank you, Nissan. Saying so, Akiha starts to bite into the curry bread. I don't think there was ever a girl getting this nervous to start eating curry bread. It's a few minutes after Akiha finished her lunch. Arihiko's appearance doesn't seem to bother her, as they're engaged in pleasant conversation. So, Inui-san, have you been a friend of Nissan's since junior high school? Yeah, I've known him for about 5 years now. He's been a bothersome guy since the moment we met. I helped him out with all kinds of stuff, and before I knew it, he kinda grew on me. Arihiko, that's the wrong word. You should call it extortion. Whatever you want to call it. We're stuck with each other. Arihiko laughs. Yeah, kind of like how stuff sticks to the bottom of your shoe. I guess we both give each other a lot of trouble. I return Arihiko's laugh cynically. Somehow, Akiha seems to be having trouble stomaching Arihiko and myself. Oh, by the way, Akiha-chan, can I ask you something? Certainly, if it is something I can answer. Well, I've been wondering for a while. Tohno has chronic anemia, right? Was he always like this? The amazing thing about Arihiko is how he's so straightforward when asking awkward questions like this. Yes, Nissan has been anemic since birth, but all the people of the Tohno family have similar problems. His is not a special case. Who's talking? Huh? Really, Akiha? Yes. Father suffered from manic depression, divergent identity disorder, to give it its full title. What? Divergent identity? More commonly, it's called split personalities, though Father's wasn't severe enough to cause muddiness of memory. I didn't know. But looking back on it, Tohno Makihisa's character did seem to switch often from tenderness to brutality. So, it was a medical condition, that old man. Looking at it like that, everything becomes clear. Before the accident, I always felt Father was a tender man who kept his distance. But after the accident, Makihisa clearly hated me. Looking back, it may have been because of his condition. Lunch break's over, Tohno. Don't complain to me about it. Come on, Akiha. You should hurry back to your classroom. It'll be embarrassing to be late on your first day at school. I understand. Take care, Nissan. As the bell resounds, we return to our classrooms. A day full of ups and downs finishes. What should I do now? We gotta go to Akiha's classroom. The events which happened during the lunch break are still weigh on my mind. I'm sure she can walk home alone, but I feel I ought to check on Akiha. I walk along the corridor lit by the fading sun. I think Akiha's class is first grade, class 1. The classroom is silent. A girl stands alone in the empty red classroom. I feel a little dizzy. The classroom died by the evening glow. Alone, a girl with long, faintly red hair is preparing to leave. No matter how I look at her, she's Akiha. So why do I feel as if I'm seeing a stranger for the first time? Nissan? She calls out to me, and the dizziness subsides. You're... Akiha, right? Nissan, are you feeling poorly again? Akiha addresses me in her usual tone. Looking at Akiha's black hair, I feel that without a doubt she's my own little sister, Tohno Akiha. Nah, it's nothing. Come on, Akiha, it's time to go back. If you're not doing anything, do you want to walk home together? Yes,
If you don't mind, let's walk home together. For some reason, Akiha smiles tenderly. My heart thumps. Perhaps it's the dizziness from earlier, or perhaps the strangeness seeing Akiha in my own school. For some reason, my heart beats far harder than it needs to. I leave the school building with Akiha. As we reach the school gates, I catch sight of I catch sight of Senpai waving at me. Ah, you came at last, Tohno-kun. Senpai, what are you doing standing here like this? Jeez, I wasn't just standing here. I was waiting for you, Tohno-kun, but... Senpai glances at Akiha next to me. Somehow, at a glance, she realizes that Akiha and I are walking home together. Tohno-kun, is this your little sister? Senpai throws a sidelong glance at Akiha. Uh-oh. Akiha says nothing. Nothing is said, but both Senpai and Akiha tell me with their eyes to introduce me to this person. It seems like this is going to be a really tiresome job. Senpai, this is my younger sister, Akiha. She transferred to our school just today. Akiha bows to Senpai. I see. Hello. My name is Seal, and I'm a friend of Tohno-kun. What is it? Senpai and Akiha just stare at each other, saying nothing. Senpai, you sounded like you were waiting for me. What's going on? Oh no, that's fuck, I forgot. Other way around. Senpai, you sounded like you were waiting for me. What's going on? Well, it just happened that I wanted to spend a little time with you, but since it's already late today, I'll leave it for another time. Bye, Tohno-kun. See you tomorrow as well, Akiha-san. Bye, says Senpai, and she walks away from us. Senpai leaves without giving me a chance to stop her. Let's go home, Nissan. It will get dark soon. Akiha says this as if nothing happened. I walk with Akiha towards the mansion. Frankly, it's difficult. If I look beside me, I can see Akiha walking with her long hair fluttering. Akiha is silent and graceful, the perfect daughter of a respected family. Why can't I think of anything to say? Even though I see Wakiha? Even though I see Akiha at home every day, I somehow feel some tension walking home toward the mansion. We arrive at the mansion. Akiha steps forward to open the gate, but as if remembering something, turns to me. I have one question. How close are you to the person called Seal, Nissan? Abruptly, she asks an extremely forward question. Not especially close. We're just friends from school. She feels like someone I can talk to. Really? Akiha says, turning away and going through the gates. We walk toward the courtyard and arrive at the door. As Hisui's not waiting at the gates and Kohaku is not sweeping the garden, there's no sign of either of them today. Yes? Did you say something, Nissan? Well, nothing much, but I'd like to go take a look at the Japanese-style building you were talking about, if that's okay. The detached building. Murmuring, Akiha's brow creases with concern. Please do not. It was sealed up many years ago. Nissan, even you are not permitted to go there. Having stated this, Akiha goes into the mansion. It's a bit past 5 in the evening. There's about an hour of free time before dinner. Between now and dinner, should I spend time in my room, or... Ooh, go to the detached building? Just like frame 1. Let's see, what are we doing? Really? Really? Damn. Honestly, I wouldn't have done the detached building thing if it weren't for the guide telling me to do so. Really. It's bugging me how Aki has said that. She said not to enter the detached building under any circumstances. The way she said it gets me more curious. Besides, if a Japanese-style room is only located there, I do feel like I want to take a look at it. I guess it's alright if I don't get caught. I silently apologize to Akiha and decide to walk to the exit quietly. The sun has set, and it's pitch black outside. I walk through the woods, which seem to be more like a forest. I didn't quite remember where it was, but as I enter the forest, my feet automatically head toward the detached building. Even if I forgot where it was, I guess my body remembers how to get there. At any rate, I'm able to get to the detached building without getting lost. It must have been many years since this building was out of use, as many parts deteriorated. As I put my hand on the door, I notice that it's unlocked. It's dark inside, as expected. I smell the tatami mats and the shoji, and somehow feel comfortable, even though I can't see anything. As I enter the Japanese-style room, a chill runs through my spine. I know this place. I guess I came here as a kid, since this Japanese-style room was interesting. But it's weird. I feel the same sense of incompatibility I had when I was first shown my room after I came back to this mansion. Maybe because the Arima's house was Japanese style. I feel like I've lived here all my life. Or maybe, if I recall, in the past, when we were playing in the yard, maybe it wasn't just me and Akiha. Ouch! I feel a pain in my neck. It might have been my anemia, but my body feels like lead. This is bad. I have to go back to my room. I shake my head lightly, and decide to go back to my room before I really faint.
Oh, hello, Shiki-san. What are you doing in a place like this?
Kohaku-san suddenly enters the room. I look around to see what I can do. There's no place to hide. Besides, she's already seen me.
Hey now, you can't come in here. Akiha-sama told us never to let you in here.
Yeah, she told me today. She told me, but...
You got curious. I understand. I'll let you go this time, but please don't come here again. This building is old and a bit dangerous.
This building is old and a bit dangerous, huh? It's a weird reason, but it still makes sense. I'm sorry, but what was this building used for? You say it's not used now, but did someone use it before?
Yes, this used to be the servants' residence. Before you went to the Arimas, this mansion had many servants. It was impossible to let all the servants live in the mansion, so Makihisa-sama constructed this detached building.
I see. This place was the servants' residence. It does make sense now that she mentions it. If you have a mansion this big, such a thing would certainly be needed. But why? Why is Akiha trying to get me away from this place?
Shiki-san, we should go back to the mansion or Akiha-sama might find out.
Oh, I'm sorry. I shake off my faint doubt remaining, and decide to go back to the mansion with Kohaku-san. Dinner as usual is quiet Dinner as usual is a quiet affair with just me and Akiha. Kohaku-san stands behind Akiha, and Hisui stands behind me during our wordless dinner. The only thing different is the way Akiha is acting. Until now, whenever my tableware would make noise, Akiha would look up with a scowl. Today, however, Akiha makes quite a lot of clattering herself. In the end... I'm going back to my room. Please clean up my dinner. Saying so, she leaves the dining room behind. What's with her? She wasn't like that when we were walking back together. Hisui says nothing. Kohaku-san collects the tableware and smiling as ever. And then, from the lobby, I hear the sound of someone falling. Akiha! Fearing the worst, I race toward the lobby. There, I see Akiha leaning on the stairs. Her breathing is irregular, and I can hear her wheezing from here. Her face is pale, and there are beads of sweat on her skin. I can see with a single glance that she's not okay. Hey, Akiha! Don't come near me! I stop. Leaning on the stairs, Akiha refuses me violently. What? Don't come near you? What are you talking about? I don't know what happened, but I can't just leave you like that. I'm fine. Just don't come any closer, Nisan. Akiha breathes heavily. Hey! My heart pounds. Akiha just breathes painfully. There's something wrong with me. For a moment, I feel it resembles the figure of Yumizuka Satsuki. Akiha, I'm fine, so please don't come near me. If you come near me, there's no way I'll be able to... So don't come any closer. As long as you're not around, I'll be fine, so... With an audible sound, Akiha collapses once more. Akiha-sama? Kohaku passes me, running toward Akiha. She whispers something to Akiha and helps her up. With Kohaku-san's help, Akiha returns to her room. What was that about? I really don't understand. Akiha's tormented condition, telling me not to come near her, yet she lets Kohaku-san help her? Shiki-sama, Hisui, what was that? Why was Akiha like that? At times, Akiha-sama lapses into sudden... Hold on.
Dyspnea.
Dyspnea?
Dyspnea.
Okay. At times, Akiha-sama lapses into sudden dyspnea. Just as with your anemia, Akiha-sama too is a member of the Tohno family. Members of the Tohno family do have such conditions. Akiha said that during lunch. It can't be. Akiha always seems so healthy. Akiha-sama tried her best to keep it a secret from you. We were also ordered not to speak to Shiki-sama about it. There's nothing to be said. I can only look aghast up the stairs Akiha just ascended. Well then, good night. Please leave Akiha-sama's condition to Ne-san. As Makihisa-sama was under her care for many years, she has medical experience. I guess so. If we leave Akiha to Kohaku-san, I'm sure she'll be fine. Since there doesn't seem to be anything else she can do... Since there doesn't seem to be anything else I can do, it seems I'll just have to leave her to Kohaku-san. Shiki-sama, it's rare for Akiha-sama to be like that. Since it can be easily relieved with medication, I do not think you need to worry. Rather than being concerned with her treatable condition, Akiha-sama is concerned more about your health, Shiki-sama. I know. Damn it. I'm a crappy older brother. I guess I really didn't realize anything at all. You... do not know anything? Hisui murmurs to herself, looking down. Hisui? What is it? Don't say that even you feel bad. No, it's just... Shiki-sama, do you really remember nothing about the detached building? Remember what? Hisui, that's... You really became Tohnoshiki, did you not, Shiki-sama?
Hisui? That detached building fell into disuse right after you left for the Arima family. Makihisa-sama decided to demolish it, but as Akiha-sama objected strongly, it remains standing today. So Shiki-sama, if you think anything at all of Akiha-sama, please do not approach the detached building. Saying so, Hisui leaves the room as if she were running. It's 10 o'clock, and all the mansion's lights go off. I can't sleep. Akiha, the detached building, she wants to keep a secret from me. Let me triple check. Okay. Really wants me to do this. I guess I have no choice. But, hold on. Hisui's words bother me, but I went to the detached house earlier. I know there's nothing there. I'll keep quiet tonight and sleep. Wait, did I click on the wrong one? Hot. 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 My throat. Dry with thirst. Hot. I can't sleep like this. I'll go and get a drink of water. It seems I went into town at night. It seems like I'm waiting with bloodshot eyes for someone to pass by. It's hot. Suddenly, I see a face reflected in the window. The eyes are bloodshot, and the face looks quite insane. It's just so hot. It seems I've found my prey. Strangling her from behind, it's all over. It seems that the unknown woman has died just from that. I'm just so hot. Taking the dead body, perhaps I bit into its throat. There's a gurgling sound, drinking the blood flowing out of the red neck. Out of the rended neck. My thirst is quenched. I don't understand. The sound of heavy breathing. Does this act really excite me so much? I stick my finger in the chest of the dead body. The sound of crushing meat. The sound of breaking bones. The sound of a heart being ripped out with my bare hand. As I watch, my head fills with pure white. Yes, the ultimate pillage. The height of immortality. Just gazing at it, I feel hot. You might say it's a negative pleasure, but for making one hot, it's still the same. I don't understand. Hot blood dripping from my mouth. I gaze up at the night sky entranced. My long hair waves around. Above is the spiraling sky. Such a beautiful silver moon. And so I don't understand. I'm just only hot. Alright, so thoughts so far. Damn. Poor Satsuki. That was rough. I really like Akiha being at the school now. The thing that I don't know if I've said, I think I've probably said this before. I repeat myself a lot. But the thing that kind of frustrates me about this story is that it has all these really strong characters that leave like a really strong impression on you. But a lot of the times they don't interact with each other in any not any meaningful way, but they don't really. Shiki has like his school life, his mansion life,
and his vampire hunting life, and they very rarely intersect. So you don't see like the maids like interact with Seal or Akiha interact with Arcueid or vice versa. It's extremely rare. And when those things happen in the story, it's like, oh shit, that's awesome. But then it doesn't last very long either. I just kind of wish that with all these characters that are in the story, I wish they interacted with each other more. But it feels like everybody mostly just kind of keeps to their own route, which I guess is fine. But that's just kind of like one minor. I wouldn't even call it a criticism. It's just more of a preference that I would have, I guess. But yeah, definitely a lot of interesting things going on with Akiha. I hope she's okay. She seems to be showing signs of like her own little illness, and she's said some things that seem inconsistent with what we know of Shiki, having played the previous two routes. Because we know that he's not biologically a Tohno, and we definitely know that his anemia does not come from his birth. It comes from the accident. So that's weird. So what's today? Friday? We will continue this on Monday, and it'll be a nice long stream Monday. I might stream Wednesday, and there's a possibility that I might even stream Thursday, because I have Thursday off for some reason. But yeah, we will keep on trugging along with this motherfucking game. We will keep going, and we will finish it. We'll finish the whole thing. I'm starting to wonder if maybe, possibly. Nah, I think I'll just finish the entirety of Tsukihime and then move on to something else. Yeah. Thank you, Inu, for hopping in on the chat. I always appreciate that. If you're watching the VOD right now, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for keeping up and sticking around this long. If you're not subscribed already, please do so. Please follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/BerserkChip. That's BerserkChip with 2 P's, because I forgot the password to my previous account. Something I should really probably fix. And yeah, if you haven't followed me on Twitter, follow me there, where I give updates on my schedule. I typically stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. It's going to be a little hectic during the holiday season, but that should, generally speaking, be my schedule moving forward. And this is kind of what I do. I read visual novels, and I kind of perform them dramatically as I'm reacting to them live and reacting to chat. So, yes, if you're interested in more of that, please subscribe, please stick around, because I'm going to be making a whole bunch more content. I'm looking forward to the rest of this visual novel and other visual novels in the future. We've got Fate's Day Night, we've got Baldur's Sky, we've got Umineko, we've got X-Blaze. There's so many great visual novels that I would love to take a look at. And there's also, I think there's sequels to Tsukihime. There's like a sequel to Tsukihime called Kagetsutoya. I think there's a sequel to Fate's Day Night, Hollow Ataraxia. There's all kinds of shit we can look at. So yeah, future's looking bright. So thank you very much, and we will see you next time.